Jack, you there?
You want to drive this first segment?
What do you want me to do?
Do you want to drive this first segment or me?
I mean,
Man, but I don't know that that's necessarily factual.
drive
Scare
it.
him off.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Nuno did.
I'm okay with
Blame
whatever.
Nuno, not me.
But he didn't hear Nuno. You're the one that brought it to air.
John Starks.
Well, that's going to happen, and I don't want to participate.
Here, we are on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.
With Progressive customer service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a
I'm
net
going to podcast these in additional programming. Is that the way to do it?
You don't really have to pay attention
I
until
guess,
the last
yeah,
two, and then
that's probably
those 2 minutes
probably
will
fine.
take an hour. You don't want to
Okay,
miss
I'll
all
do
that.
it.
Luckily, you can chat with Progressive
I'll
on
do
our
it
app,
in
online, or over
3
the phone
hours,
without
like
missing a
1
single
hour,
one of
2
those
hours,
times
3 hours,
the
all
ball
additional
goes through the
programming.
system.
And I guess I'll just intro you guys to March Madness music. Is that the way to do it too?
That's fine. Yeah,
Evan
that's
Cohen
okay.
here. In life, as in
All right, I'll
sports,
check
the
reads
pros
for you
make it
guys.
look
Yeah,
easy.
we're
That's
going to
why pro
be.
golfers
It's
like
going to
Jason
be a
Day,
hodgepodge.
Ben
Just
Griffin,
piece
and
all
Patty
together.
Desire
We'll figure it out.
Trust the pros in lawn care.
Do you
Truly,
have
they have the experience
a-
and expertise to give you a lawn
like a
worthy
charge
of
block?
the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for
Do you have
you,
one
you
that
get
has
more
a
free
USB?
time or
I'm sure
more
I do.
tee times. So stop stressing
Just
like
not with
right
you.
on
On
me.
me?
Start
No,
loving it.
not
Sign
here.
up now at
No.
TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it
I
easier
got-
to get a golf course
hey, that's
quality
fine.
lawn
It's
than
okay.
True Green,
I
the
got
official
plug.
lawn care treatment
But,
provider.
You
of
guys
the
don't have
PGA
any
Tour.
reads, but Pat, do you want to do those 2
Major
pace
League
reads?
Baseball on ESPN Radio.
Yeah, I should probably do
Opening day in Los
one
Angeles.
at the very least.
Why don't we just do one after hour, like after the first break an hour, one after the first break an hour, 2.
World
Okay.
Series champion LA Dodgers begin their pursuit of a three-peat.
I have a
They
couple
face
of
the
reads
Arizona
that
Diamondbacks.
haven't shown up, so I'm assuming that's what's going on.
Coverage begins Thursday, March 26th at 8 Eastern.
Um,
First pitch at 8:30 Eastern.
I don't think you have anything going on, so.
ESPN app.
But I told them I haven't done a Kansas pace read all week, and I usually average like 2 a week. So
Also, Jack, just to let you know, from here on out, if there's ever a crosswinds live, that's you.
In the Motor City. It's going to feel like a playoff game.
Yeah, I had forgotten about that, but I marked it down.
it's okay. Like you got it now. You were
were gone when you were
Yeah,
supposed
it's
to.
fine. We figured it out. Yeah. So
Yeah,
don't-
no, it was Zach came in yesterday. Like, you been doing this crosswinds read? And I was like, to be honest with you, I fucking haven't.
ESPN Radio.
Yeah, but you just got back, too.
yeah, right. So like you
Freddie
didn't.
Coleman.
Like,
Aaron
you're
Judge is
you're all
really
good.
similar
So
in
don't
terms
feel
of
feel bad
early in his
about it. We
career. At some
filled in.
points
We
you
got
already
it done.
wondered if he would
No one's
deliver
gonna
big
say-
games
yeah,
like
I'll
that
just-
guy was paid
when I
nice
see him
to
now,
pay
we'll
Apples.
put a little
How many
count.
times in
no
big
one's gonna
moments
say
where
boo,
even against teams
all
that
right?
they were
So
better,
we
they
got it all
always
figured
had
out.
that strength
But,
moment until they finally broke through in
but
the
yeah,
AFC
that's just,
Championship game
that's
at
just
home
kinda
versus
to
the New England
protect
Patriots. That
Shane
was
and
his
myself
Joker
from
to his Batman.
all the
where
stuff that we
Joker
do
always
with
took over
other
Gotham,
other
known
people.
as Tom Brady.
Totally.
And they were getting their butts kicked in the AFC Championship game, and he led the
Yeah,
way.
Zach
and
said
finally
that
broke
they
through.
were
You
up
could
for
never
next
attach
month.
that stigma
So
to
that's
Peyton
good.
Manning, and he went on to win not only one Super Bowl championship, but another one with the Denver Broncos. He was able to overcome that stigma. Right now, Aaron Judge to
And,
me is in that same
Chad's
similar
working on
situation.
a
We
fun
know how
deal
great he is. He's got us winning
with,
MVP. They don't just give out MVPs. You got to have numbers to back
Who
up
is
that anybody
Chad?
believes in that. But just the way that Peyton Manning
Chad?
went along until he finally broke
No,
through, when
it's me.
Aaron Judge
Oh,
is great.
and you,
Oh. So who's working on it?
Chad.
It's about time delivery worked on your schedule. Same day, next day, or scheduled in advance. However you plan it, the Home Depot delivers the whole job. From drywall to doors, plumbing to paint, we'll get it there when you need it. Because on the job
Jayhawks
site,
run Rule
timing
Mizzou.
is everything.
Huh?
You order,
Jayhawks run
we
Rule
deliver.
Mizzou.
It's
That's right.
that easy. The Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life
Easton always
insurance,
counts us
and that
down.
was
1
devastating
minute.
for my family. That's why having
30
life
seconds.
insurance is so important to me.
He's
Ethos
he's
makes
on
it
the ball.
fast
Pot you
and
up.
easy. Get a quote in seconds.
All the
Apply in
things Jack
minutes.
never
and
When
get
you hear the
same-day
music,
coverage.
you know when to
You
go.
can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Super
Get your
duper
free
special
quote
show.
at
Say that. Say
ethos.com/play.
super duper. This is the
That's
ESPN Wichita
ethos.com/play.
super duper special
Facebook
show.
Probably
Content
change it
application
every time I
online
re-intro it.
request is required.
Wichita's news sports leader, ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM, KKGQ, Newton.
Yeah. Good morning. Happy Field of 64 Day. It's Thursday, and this is Shane and Pat, bright and early. Functional.
Got enough coffee?
Barely. Need to start mainlining it. But we got a big day, and we're out of here at Gillies in Park City, episode 1182.
For you?
I guess.
That's a good question, because this is unique.
This is unique.
See, I'm not like you. I don't count all my episodes.
Yeah, I know.
So I lost track a long time ago.
It's a weird habit of mine. But we're out here at Gillies in Park City. We are, if y'all are familiar with our shows, you know we've been out here before. But we are not on the third floor since it's 8:01 Central Daylight Time. They're not up and going yet. But we're down here on the main floor where all the machines are. Now, if you want to be here, we'd love to have you. We would love to see you. We're going to be doing a show all the way up until 11 a.m. We've been kind of warning you about that all week and the last couple of days. And we're going to be out here until 11 o'clock. And the reason for that is we will be giving way to March Madness programming, which we are unbelievably thrilled to bring it to you. March Madness, one of a kind, and the fact that we're lucky enough to bring it to you, brought you the first four last couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that, you won't hear either of us at our normal time slots, but we're more than thrilled to get you ready for the madness, which comes your way. Coverage starts at 11. What, we got the first game? 11:15, 11:20, somewhere
roughly
in there.
around there. Yep, 11:15 or so. Oh, he just knocked into our camera. Man,
This guy,
you know, he actually made the angle actually better.
he set it up better than it was before.
I give him credit. Hey, you're hired. Come back here. You can be our.
Find out that guy's name.
Yeah, but 11:15. The first game that we'll have is TCU and Ohio State. So that'll be the very first one. But you brought up the first four the last couple of days. Heck, this partnership with Westwood One has started a long time ago. You probably heard some specialty programming on the weekend, some different play-by-play games of different Division I men's basketball contests. And we also had over the weekend SEC semis, the SEC championship game. That was courtesy of Westwood One. We also had would have been the WAC conference championship game, which would have been.
I heard Summit basketball once upon a time too.
Correct.
Yeah.
So like they provide so many different things. And if you were listening on Sunday, we had a very special Selection Sunday show that took place at 5 o'clock. So when you found out the bracket on CBS, not only was I watching CBS, but I was listening to the coverage of Westwood One on Sunday, which was kick butt. And now the last couple of nights with the first four, the first night had some close finishes. Last night, maybe not as close as the first two, but we are all set for some basketball here today. 12 hours of programming for the NCAA tournament. 12 hours for today. We'll have another 12 hours for you tomorrow, plus we'll have KU, and then we'll have more coverage on Saturday and Sunday all the way through until the finish line with the national championship being crowned on that Monday in April.
Selfishly, too, that KU tip couldn't be more perfect for us.
Honestly, yeah. As much as we would want KU tipping off today when we're out here at Gillies in Park City for the Golden Circle Sports Bar, the initial report of being 1 o'clock on Friday, I was thinking, you know what, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I also thought 11 a.m. Pacific time didn't seem right for a team that's playing on the West Coast in San Diego. So when we got word that it was 8:45, it's like, you know what, that's not too bad, because had it been right in the middle of today, let's say it was a 2 o'clock tip, well, our normal pregame of KU basketball would normally start at 12:30 or 90 minutes beforehand.
Yeah.
And that would eat into the Westwood One coverage. So you want to get all of the games like you're going to get today, and the majority of the games coming up tomorrow, going into the nighttime game there with Kansas. So honestly, yeah, we lucked out. We got pretty fortunate from a programming standpoint.
All right. So over the next 3 hours, it's going to take a little getting used to, but we're going to have some fun out here, and we're going to be with you for 3 hours. So if you want to be a part of the show, then the avenues are still the same. You can call us at 316-669-4996. I feel like we got to probably give away some lottery tickets at some point, so we'll do that. And so perk your ears up for that and use the hotline when we prompt you to, 316-669-4996. Text line, of course, is still there for you. 316-247-0923 is that number. So if you got any thoughts at all, you're coming out, you are in the area, you are thinking about it. If you live in Valley Center or Keachai, then you got no excuse. It's spring break too, so maybe there's another get on over here. You got nothing else to do. But give us a text, 316-247-0923. Texter Artie has wished us good morning. Enjoy the best day of the year and hope you both make some money if you're so inclined. Thank you. That's very nice. Well wishes by that texter.
Yeah, that's Adam, who has been a diehard listener from day one.
Yep.
He's got to deal with his 18 kids, so he has to work hard.
That guy.
He's got to work hard today and tomorrow. He's not going to be able to take off work. But I think the question I have for everyone who's listening, what's your plan of attack for today? Are you taking off work? Are you working in quotations? That's what I want to know. I asked that question yesterday.
Isn't this the least productive day
has to be
in America?
Has to be. It has to be right up there with the Monday after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Which is why Thursday and Friday for the NCAA tournament, just turn them in the holidays. Just like the Monday after Super Bowl, everyone is tired. Everyone just wants to relax because some maybe went a little hard for that Super Bowl party that took place. So I am very much in agreement that those need to be national holidays. But yeah, what do you got going on today? 316-247-0923. We had someone yesterday mention that they're going to be in the field on their tractor. And I said, well, thanks for, all that you do. Obviously farmers are the cornerstone of America. But like I told that person, hopefully you get our radio station in your tractor. Because if you do, then you can listen to the NCAA tournament games all throughout the day while you're on the field. So, yeah, I think there are a lot of people who are going to be taking off work today and tomorrow, but a lot of people that'll be listening to us as well.
Long lunches.
Yes.
I'll leave a little early for lunch and get back a little late from lunch, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So hit us up on the text line. We'd love to hear from you. We're not only going to be doing this today, but we're going to be doing the same thing tomorrow. So 8 to 11. So make a mental note, write it down if you're a note taker like I am, and just recall after the fact, if you need to, that we're not going to be around from noon to 4. That's hoops. And actually it's hoops at 11:01. So dial us in, rip the knob off if you still have one in your car radio or your home radio, and keep it here. Keep us your preset one. Shoot us a text, 316-247-0923. Here's how you can listen in ways that you're not right now. If you got a smart speaker, you can tell it to play KKGQ 92.3. ESPNWichita.com. You can stream if you're lucky enough to work from home. You want to stream us. You want to listen to us while you work on your laptop, your device, your computer, your tablet, whatever it is. Go to ESPNWichita.com. Click on Listen Live. Same and actually probably better if you download our ESPN Wichita app. Regardless of what kind of phone you have, download it. Take us with you wherever you go. And if by some reason that this doesn't jive with your schedule, then you can always go back and listen after the fact. All these shows of ours are archived. You can listen on demand on the podcast page, not only on our website, but on the app too. So that app is your one-stop shop on your phone. You're looking at your phone all the time anyway. You might as well stream us while you're on it and take us with you wherever you go. But if you have to duck into a meeting, or if you got to go grocery shopping or got to run an errand and you're away from the radio or your phone, then check us out after the fact on our podcast. New Day with SSJ, Clinton and Friends, Rich Eisen Show, me, The Pulse with Pat normally, Monday to Friday, and obviously normally the program from 4 to 6. All those shows you can check out after the fact, or if something was really good and you just want to listen to it again, by all means. Also, live stream us. We are live on the stream right now here at Gillies in Park City. Our X at ESPN Wichita, or Twitter, Facebook, Go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel, search us, and subscribe. And you get a little cheat sheet down there at the bottom normally with a schedule of the show. Because when we're at our Equity Bank Park studio, if you want to know what's coming up, usually down there on the ticker or the crawl, you can find out what the next segment's going to be and who we're going to talk to or what specialty we got going that particular day. So if you're lucky enough to watch us, you can watch us on practically all of our social channels. So follow us, like us, be our friends, and all that good stuff. We are at Gillies Park City. It is March 19th, and we're headed for a high today of 84 degrees. What, 3 days after it was felt like it was 14 for real?
So, something like that, yeah. After the wind that we had to deal with, yeah.
So anyway, we're out here doing 3 hours worth of shows. Here's another thing to remember. If you're coming out, and we hope you are, we understand it's a long day of watching hoops, but you're going to watch hoops all day anyway, so you might as well come here. And also, while you're watching, if you're, for example, at the Golden Circle Sports Bar up there on level 3, then come 4 o'clock, sign-ups start for the ESPN Wichita Pop-A-Shot contest. You're going to be in the mood. You're going to be complaining that your favorite player on your favorite team is bricking free throws, and you could do so much better. Well, come prove it, because sign-ups start at 4 o'clock, and we have shots in the air for real starting at 6. Our ESPN Wichita Pop-A-Shot contest doesn't cost anything to enter. Sign up, and if you are in the top 3, we got prizes for you. We got a lot of good ones, too. Sign up at 4. Contest starts at 6. Step up to the Pop-A-Shot machines up there. There's, 3 or 4 of them? We've got multiple guys and gals going at the same time if we need to.
Yeah.
And so we'll be giving away prizes for first, second, and third. So bring your friends, bring your best form, and enjoy the games with us here at Gillies in Park City. It's all happening today. Sign up at 4, contest at 6 at the Golden Circle Sports Bar. It's dummy proof. You'll see us. You'll see where the sign up is, and then right around the right corner where all the games are and the virtual games and the semi-bowling alley, that's where it is, over there where all the interactive video games are up on the 3rd floor. So we got all kinds of stuff going on, but front and center is college basketball, and we're getting you ready for it. Some serious, some not so much. Mm-hmm. I've already gone on record as admitting that I'm pretty bad at brackets. Don't think I've ever won. I don't really think I've ever been in the mix, even as late as the Elite 8. I mean, maybe top 10, but never really threatened the leaderboard. But speaking of that, you can also sign up for our bracket challenge every single year, no? Every year that you've been here for sure.
We've had it. Yeah. Well, I mean, 2022, I think when we did it, because it was a little bit different in 22 and in 23. But the last 2 years, we've gone to a little bit of a different format in terms of how we do it. But yeah, the bracket challenge going on. I think we are over 200 people now, I think, which is amazing, because I think that has always been the thing that we've always had. The first couple of years, we used to say, fill out as many brackets as you can. You can fill out as many as 10. And people would take advantage of that. We would have thousands and thousands of entries. But the last couple of years, I think we said, just one bracket is going to be good enough. And if you haven't signed up yet, ESPNWichita.com is where you got to go for the bracket challenge. It's right there, front and center. It says bracket challenge. There's a graphic. You click on it. It'll be directed to the page. I know there's been some confusion as to how to sign up. Scroll to the bottom, click on Join Now. The password is 923. We try not to make it too complicated. 923 is what the password is. It's very, very simple. And you need to be entered for the bracket challenge, first and foremost, to have bragging rights over us. But the other thing is the top 10 placers are going to get a prize. And the prizes all vary. There are tickets to sporting events that you're going to want to go to. One being the Wichita Open, 17 Green Chalet tickets. That's like a brick of gold. So
Absolutely.
that in itself is a $300 prize, all right? Just start with that. And then you throw in a couple of concerts coming up. The couple of concerts that I'm talking about, Luke Bryan's coming to town at Intrust Bank Arena. We'll give you a pair of tickets if you're in the top 10. Matt Rife in December. A lot of people have been asking me about Matt Rife.
That'll be full.
That'll
so
be
will
full.
Luke Bryan, actually.
Yes, no surprise. They'll both be very busy. We're giving away a pair of tickets for that. But if that doesn't suit your fancy, we have gift cards to a couple different things. A beer tasting courtesy of Walnut River Brewing Company. You can also get a golf bag and a $50 gift card from Auburn Wine and Spirits West. So just golf in general to Tallgrass or Willow Bend, we have that as an option as well for
beauty
four.
Of this is you're not going to get stuck with something you don't want.
Correct.
Either. Like the better you finish, the better off you're going to be as far as whatever you want.
Yep.
You finish first, you can have your pick of the litter.
And that's what we've done over the years. It's always it's not here's number one. It's very much all right, you finish first. What do you want? What interests you? And that's the beauty of what we do with this bracket challenge. So get signed up now, ESPNWichita.com. You still have a couple of hours, but don't sit around and wait. I feel like that's what people do a lot. They go, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Then they see the first game and they go, oh, crap, I forgot to fill it out. So don't be one of those people. Fill it out now, ESPNWichita.com. Sign up for our bracket challenge. Password's 923. Bracket challenge made possible by Phoenix Home Care and Hospice Truck Stuff in Davis Moore Chevrolet.
Let's get to 250 by the time 11:15 rolls around, shall we? You got 3 hours, all you laggers. If there's 40 of you, get them in. Sign up, ESPNWichita.com. Doesn't cost anything to play. And if you're in the top 10 mix, you get some really cool prizes. All right, we're going to lay out the show for you today here in a second, but Jack Johnson's alongside too. Don't forget about him. And he's going to bring us, and this will hopefully please you Pulse listeners. We have a moment of levity. Jack tries to make us laugh. He tells us a joke each and every day. And bright and early this morning, the earliest moment of levity ever on 92.3 FM. So, Jack, no pressure. What do you got for us?
What do you call a Duke fan in the suit?
Oh, boy. I don't know. What?
The defendant.
Wow.
He's been saving that one for a rainy day.
Perfectly played.
He's been waiting for the NCAA tournament for that one.
That's pretty great. Today, speaking of your guy in the tractor, today is National Ag Day. AG, American Agriculture. It's National Farm Rescuer Day, supporting those who support farmers in need. Okay. Absolutely Incredible Kid Day. You got two of those.
Yeah.
Tell them how incredible they are. I got one. National Certified Nurses Day. National Let's Laugh Day, which Jack just made us do. Good job, Jack. And it's National Poultry Day. 5 days, 6 days tell you about tomorrow when we get there. Born Day, Wyatt Earp. 1848. Participated in the gunfight at the OK Corral. Western Kansas lawman. You know the rest. Let's see here. James Wynn, co-inventor of laser surgery at IBM. He's born in 1943, still with us. Oh, 1931. Nevada makes gambling legal.
Oh,
hallelujah.
Perfect.
Hallelujah. Speaking of, hundreds, if not thousands of games right here in front of us.
It's thousands.
Yes.
It's definitely not hundreds.
It is thousands, actually. I've done a lap here. Golly, there are machines everywhere.
We've done a few laps around the track.
All right, there you go. There's your day. Here's what we're going to talk about today. And this is semi-ironclad, but some of it's going to be a little fluid, especially tomorrow, because we'll act and react on what happened today, tomorrow. But we'll worry about that when we get there. But here's what we're going to talk about today. We have hoops out here starting at 11:15, and highly recommend you get here early to go to the third level, Golden Circle Sports Bar. It's where you can watch all the games. They got gigantic 50-foot TVs. Plus, they got video games up there, too. So if you got kids or someone that doesn't necessarily like basketball, but you do, and you're stuck with them, then bring them out here, and you can get some snacks at Aussie's on the second floor. You can get some snacks at the Golden Circle, too, on the third floor. But they got some really good deals on the second floor, especially happy hour when 5 o'clock rolls around. So watch some hoops out here starting at 11. Come by and see us first. We got T-shirts. We got koozies. Who couldn't use another T-shirt and a koozie? And I feel pretty confident that we got your size, too. We got all kinds. Well, it's like we're a merchandise store out here. We got small all the way up to 2X. So if you're lucky and you wave at us, if you wave at us, we'll give you a T-shirt. And we'll throw in a koozie as well. So before you go upstairs and have all your fun, come by and see us. Say hi. We actually have a couple different styles. We got white T-shirts. We got gray T-shirts. We got different logos on the front. We're uptown, man. We got some slick stuff. All right, so come by and see us. And then at 8:25, next segment, come up here in a little while, we will talk about the field of 64, who's in, who took care of business in the first four, and perhaps we'll have a little mini roundtable on the Shocks beating Wyoming the other night. We'll talk about that as they move on in the NIT. We understand they are going to play Oklahoma State on Sunday. So we will talk a little Shocker basketball, and perhaps in the second or the 8:45 segment, let's take, like I said, taking a little getting used to 8:45. We will kick around maybe who's coming back for Wichita State, who may or may not, who we know is not coming back, maybe position of need, who they might covet, maybe not in particular, but something. And that'll lead us into Paul Mills himself. He's going to call, and we'll talk to him at 9 o'clock. So we got Paul Mills, head coach at Wichita State, locked in. We'll talk some hoops with him. And then at 9:25, I've got some bracket tips for you. These are not for me, so don't worry. I'm not leading you down the primrose path here. These are somewhat ironclad. There's some stats to back it up. So if you aren't real sure about, I'm not going to go on mascots or favorite colors or my wife's or my girlfriend's bracket, I got a few tips for you from over the years on what's likely to happen. So we'll put it that way. So we got some bracket tips for you at 9:25. Twitter question is up. We'll talk about that. Has to do with the tournament, of course. And then top of hour number 2, we'll reset a little bit. Any leftovers that we have, we'll get to that. We'll obviously take your text along the way. And then at 10:20, Jamie Bluma, nice enough to join us, move his schedule around a little bit. It's actually, as we found out, it's better for him at 10:20 because of spring break.
Really?
He's got a little spring break camp going on this afternoon. So we landed on our feet there. We'll talk to him at 10:20.
Well, that answers my most important prop bet for this weekend. That is how many how many cigars he would smoke for the NCAA tournament. So apparently it's under.
It will be under. But he just texted a little while ago and to reconfirm.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I'm going to paraphrase, make sure that safe for radio.
Yes. Anyone that knows Bluma.
Yeah. Finally making it home from Florida. This is a couple of days ago. He went to Florida and
poor guy.
Well, his wife is a kayaker, and he said, can't begin to explain how nuts that kayak race was. What a trip. First time ever in the Keys.
Huh.
So he not only was there to support his wife, who was defying death in the ocean, but I understand he also either rented a catamaran or a fishing boat or something and went fishing. So I'm sure he'll have plenty to talk about besides the World Baseball Classic and the Royals and spring training roster moves and things like that. So we'll talk to him at 10:20. And then I'm old Jack Young at 10:45. And then we're off. Free to watch some basketball. Free to listen to some basketball right here on the channel. So if you're out running around, keep it here. We will try to prime you up for it. We'll try to keep you entertained. And then we will hand you off to Field of 64 coverage. And it begins with, who'd you say? TCU, huh?
TCU and Ohio State.
Okay, 8-9. I will have some 8-9 stats for you, I'm sure, in the 925 segment as well. So perk your ears up for that. Again, I'm not going to promise you anything, but I'll just tell you what the experts know, and I'm not going to try to tell you that Hawaii's going to beat Arkansas. Book it. There's your 13, or one of those 12s, which is a Twitter spoiler. It's a 12-5 thing. That's still a thing. I know I heard you talking a little bit earlier about how high you are in High Point. They shoot and make a bunch of threes, but I feel like that has calmed down a little bit over the last 2 or 3 years, that the 12s haven't bitten anybody quite as often.
NIL. I think
That's true.
that's part of it.
Yeah.
It's NIL. I think that's what makes as much, and we'll get to Miami of Ohio in a little bit, so I'm not going to dive too deep into it. But if you go and look at some spreads, I told you earlier in the week about where the spreads were and how they were the highest ever for a 12-5, a 13-4, so on and so forth, right? So they're the highest ever. And normally when the spreads, come on. We look at spreads all the time. If you see someone who's favored by 13.5, it's probably a long shot for that team that they're going up against to truly pull off the upset. Now, they can still happen. I'm not saying that they don't happen. That's the beauty of the tournament. You want upsets to happen. But I think you're not going to see as many 12-5s because of what I just mentioned with the spread. 11-6, there are a couple intriguing ones based on what we know about the sixes being banged up. And that's why you look at those spreads are smaller. Those teams I'm referencing, North Carolina and Louisville, they're only like 2.5, 3.5 point favorite over their opponent. BYU is only favored by 2.5, going up against Texas, who just won the first 4 games. So
I'm still a little torn about that one, to be honest.
I am too, and I keep going back and forth on. I'm trying not to let my American Conference bias go with South Florida because they just got done beating Wichita State, but it's hard to go against them, knowing that Louisville is missing a pretty significant player to their roster. North Carolina's been banged up as well. So I think the 6-11, I think that is probably where you're going to see maybe the upsets happen. But I think a lot of people would argue that 11 over 6s isn't that big of a deal. So, but I think you're right. I think the reason why 12 over 5s has really slowed down because the old bracket tip was you got to have at least one.
Yeah.
You got to pick a 12 over 5. And in my bracket, I do got one, and that's High Point because, well, they have a version of Jack Golke on their roster, and we know what he did back in the day not too long ago for Oakland. So if you have a player like that can just catch fire one day, then that could be problematic for Wisconsin. So I'm sure we'll dive a little bit more into all that coming up next segment. But definitely the 12 over 5, it's not something that you see on a regular basis anymore.
All right, when we return, we will set the field of 64. The first 4 is over with, and we'll rewind just a tinge because Miami of Ohio was involved in the final first 4, playing what we were led to believe is the final team in. SMU. We'll tell you how that went. And then take a look at the field of 64 and also touch on just a little bit our thoughts on Wichita State beating Wyoming the other night in the NIT. They move on to play Oklahoma State in a rematch game from last year. So we'll talk about that coming up. And take your text as well. We continue on bright and early here from Gillies, Park City. We are on the first floor. We're right by the escalators. You can't miss us. If you walk in and take a right, we're right there. We got T-shirts for you. We got koozies for you. And we got general good cheer and field of 64 vibes. So come on in and see us. Say hi. Get a T-shirt, stuff like that. And then when 11:15, is it 11:15? Rolls around. And
around there.
And then 11:40 is the second game. And then 12:30 is the third game after that. So that's when you for sure need to be here. But come by and see us. Wander around, get some exercise, get some coffee, play some games. If you're 21 plus, you can do that. And then once the second and third floor open up a little bit later on, we'll all watch some hoops. So come on by and see us. When we come back, we will set the field to 64. We've got some overall basketball thoughts. Coming up next, it's 8:30.
Toppers Plus Truck and RV is your
After
home
this
for
30,
Rhino
Pat, you'll have
Linings
your
Eco
pastry.
Coat, a spray-on RV roof coating for the ultimate protection of your RV. It's 100% seamless, won't crack or peel, UV resistant, lasts 3 times longer than your traditional rubber sheet roof, and includes a Toppers Plus lifetime leak-free guarantee. Get your free RV roof inspection at Toppers Plus Truck and RV. Upgrade your RV at 333 Northwest Street or check us out at toppersplusks.com.
Make your truck work for you.
What's up, Wichita? Hey, it's Pat Strathman with The Pulse. And for those who have listened to The Pulse over the last so many months, you've heard me talk about Kansas Pace. Are you juggling work, family, and the needs of your aging parents? Kansas Pace can provide the help you've been looking for. You will have peace of mind knowing your parent is receiving expert, compassionate care while living at home. Why do I know that? Because I went out there and I saw the facility for myself. It is mind-blowing. When I say it has everything, truly, it has everything. I'm just amazed that the very first thing that I found out was the drivers. They have about 25 of them. One of them's a diehard listener, Gus. If you're listening, shout out to you, Gus. I know you do a lot of great work there for Kansas Pace. They go to the same people. So they don't just go willy-nilly. They build a relationship with the person from the get-go. Then you get to the actual center, and they have a couple different areas. They have an area where if you want to be a little bit more outgoing, they have that. They have a quieter area over there. They have all sorts of activities going on. When I was there, they were playing bingo, and that was a big deal. I tried to keep quiet so that way Mary didn't miss out on a chance to win something there for bingo. They have excellent food. I thought it smelled great when I was there. They truly have everything. They take care of all the paperwork. They arrange all the appointments. They do all the driving. They provide in-home care as well. They take some of the weight off your back that comes with taking care of aging parents. A medical clinic is right there. If you need OT, PT, they have it there. If you need help taking care of an aging parent, it will be worth your while to check out Kansas Pace. It could just make your life and your parents' life much easier. Learn how they can help your family today at kansaspace.org. That's kansaspace.org.
This isn't just a game, it's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Celebrate 100 years of high-flying dunks, 100 years of show-stopping moves, and 100 years of changing the game. Bring the whole family and be part of the legacy. This game is once in a century. Be there at Intrust Bank Arena on March 22nd. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for your tickets to the 100-year tour.
This segment is brought to you by KDOT. The people who love you are counting on you to make it home safe. Your family is your team, and they need you. So buckle up.
Let's get cracking. Rockin' Brews Casino is turning up the heat with all-you-can-eat crab legs every Friday. From 3 p.m. to 9 p.m., feast on never-ending delicious crab legs, plus your choice of Caesar or Rockin' House salad, seasoned corn, potatoes, and top it all off with ice cream dessert, all for just $69.95. But hurry, last call for new crab orders is 8:15 p.m. That's every Friday at Rockin' Brews Casino, I-35, exit 231 in Bremen. Rock your Friday nights and get your claws on this feast. Rockin' Brews Casino. Eat, win, rock on. Owned by the Caw Nation.
AMR Clinical Wichita is inviting adults aged 18 to 65 to participate in a research study focused on uncontrolled high blood pressure. If you've been taking blood pressure medication for at least 8 weeks and meet additional study criteria, you may qualify to take part in this important study. Receive all study-related care at no cost. Compensation is available up to $1,225 for study-related time and travel. Call AMR Clinical today at 316-867-6329 or visit AMR-clinical.com to learn more.
The madness.
Launches a three and hits.
Starts.
A Statue of Liberty poster dunk.
Now.
Chalk it up. The Jayhawks win.
It's the NCAA tournament. Join us this Friday. The Jayhawks, the Lancers, live from San Diego, California. Our coverage begins at 7 on your home for Kansas Jayhawk basketball.
They're playing basketball. We love the
All right, welcome back. We're at Gillies, Park City. No, this isn't Stephen St. John. Pat and Shane.
Did someone text you? Like,
believe it or not.
You're
No,
You're not Stephen.
No, it's 8:30, 8:35. Normally it's New Day with SSJ. But not right now. We're leading you into some hoops coming up at 11:15. And that's Ohio State and TCU. Texter, you're welcome. What time's tip? 11:15.
Oh, someone just sent a text. Did I miss it?
Me in particular. My own private people.
Oh,
text.
Oh,
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the field 64 is set, and I want to talk just a little bit about the final first four. Miami of Ohio, were they vindicated? If you believe what you hear, they were not the last team in. They were among the last four in, according to Lenardi and Palm and Rocco Miller and all kinds of bracketologists. Had them on the right side of the bubble. And the fairly well-known last team in was SMU, if you don't count, OU is like the last team out in New Mexico. Those teams are right there, razor thin. SMU, according to most, was right there on the bubble. Well, they played last night, and I've seen Miami a couple times anyway. I saw them. I didn't see them lose. Followed it when they lost. That was the game against UMass that they clipped them. But I watched a couple of games Miami played, including, when they played Ohio and pulled one out of their you-know-whats. And players were kind of acting the fool a little bit after the game, but the Ohio student section was being a bunch of knuckleheads too, so I'm not going to cast too many aspersions there on how they handled beating a just okay Ohio team in the conference tournament. But all that being said, they were on pace to shoot 50 threes last night at halftime. They shot 25 in the first half. Now, it worked out. They were ahead, and they led for most of the game. By the way, old friend alert, Corey Washington and Jeron Pierre Jr., two SMU greats, former Shocker legends, but 89-79. So is Miami of Ohio vindicated? Did they need to be? If they would have lost, would we all point and laugh and say, see, told you so? I don't happen to think that way, and I don't even want to even go to the bubble metrics or Ken Palm or the net or strength of schedule even, because if you believe what you hear, they tried to schedule a bunch of power fours and nobody wanted to play them. They did win 25 last year, so I can see where there's some smoke. Maybe there's some fire there. But how do we feel about Miami of Ohio? They're now in the field of 64. They lost in the regular season or, before, obviously, the tournament. So they didn't join Kentucky, Wichita State, and whoever in the hell else was undefeated.
We have, the other 6 teams, 5 teams, whatever? 7
Indiana
teams?
way back when. But how do we feel about Miami of Ohio? I'm okay with them, and I was kind of pulling for them last night.
I was too, because I think, as you saw the leaks of them trying to schedule teams based on various reports, isn't that what we're seeing in college basketball, in college athletics? I don't know the ins and outs with Paul Mills. I mean, heck, you could probably ask him a question about scheduling and how it goes. It is so hard for mid-major programs now to get legit games signed up. Truly, it is. It's because the bigger opponents, the Power 4 schools, they don't necessarily view that as an opportunity for them to be better, because it's all about quad 1s and quad 2s. If they bring in a mid-major that's a quad 4, they're just not going to care. So I think that mid-majors are in this world of mid-majors, non-Power 4, however you want to describe it, because I know mid-majors can be like a type of term nowadays.
Yes.
But I think it's so true that Miami probably did try to schedule a bunch of people. But I think a lot of people were like, you shoot a bunch of threes. I know you're going to be good. Why would I take that risk if you come to my place and knock us off? What am I going to gain if I beat you at home? I'm not going to get a quad 1 win if I knock you off. So with all these people that are coming out of the woodwork and saying like, yeah, see, that they lost. They don't deserve to be in the tournament. In what world do you see a team? You're basically saying that the regular season means nothing. And the regular season needs to mean something. It needs to mean something. And if they went ahead and won all their games of the regular season and their lone loss just so happens to be in the tournament, that shouldn't completely take you off the map for the NCAA tournament. That's ludicrous to me. So, and here's the other thing, too. They made 16 threes last night. Who wouldn't want to see a team go up against whoever and that person or that team drills 16 threes and they knock off someone in the first round? Because isn't that the purpose of the NCAA tournament? It's supposed to be the upsets. Now, it's harder now because of NIL. But look at last night. Miami of Ohio's budget's probably, $2 million NIL?
I'd be surprised if it's that much. Maybe.
SMU's got to be $15 million. That's a big reason why they went from the American to the ACC, because they went and got all these donors to supply all this money for NIL. And that's why you've seen them go to the ACC and obviously have much more success, because they've jumped conferences and they gone up a level to the Power 4 level. So I was rooting for Miami last night because I think that they deserve to be in the tournament. The fact of the matter is, what they went through is what I think a lot of mid-majors are going to go through moving forward, where these Power 4s don't want to schedule non-Power 4s because, I mean, you'll have a few in non-con, but if teams are left with the option of scheduling UConn or scheduling Miami of Ohio, you're going to take UConn because there's something there that could help you out. So I'm with you. I was rooting for Miami. I don't think that they have proven anything, though, because I think a lot of people look at the first four and they say that's not the NCAA tournament. That's not the real NCAA tournament. They haven't done anything. If they get one more win and they drop in 23 threes in their next game, then I think they're going to finally turn some heads. I think some people are going to go, okay, I was wrong. But right now, I still think there are a bunch of people who are firmly on the fence of this is a team that still hasn't done anything, even though that they ran the table in the regular season. That doesn't matter.
Also,
get out of here.
To clarify, that Ohio game was final game of the regular season. I don't know if I said it was in the tournament, but that was at overtime, 110 to 108 nuttiness. I'll be interested to see if they get invited to any of the semi-prestigious Thanksgiving tournaments. Yeah. Get a shot at some quad ones.
And that's the way that's got to work. Like for Wichita State, I mean, that's what you got to do. You face St. Mary's in the first game, an opportunity to get a massive win there. And then you play Colorado State, who just so happens to be in a tournament team, not the NCAA tournament, but at least a postseason team. So, like, that's really the only chance that a lot of these mid-majors are going to have. And I would think Miami of Ohio will be getting some phone calls, but we'll see.
All right, so we'll set the field to 64 here in a second. Miami of Ohio, in case you're curious, did not play any this past regular season. They played Old Dominion. They played a non-D1, and they hung 129 on poor old Trinity Christian. They did go to Air Force. Air Force wasn't very good this year, but they did go to the Air Force Academy, won by 15. Back home against Mercyhurst, destroyed Arkansas Pine Bluff at home. Went to Jacksonville to beat UNC Greensboro for one game. Beat the crap out of another non-Division I. Maine came to town, and then they went to UNC Asheville, who actually the Shockers played them and beat them by 3. That's who they got. That's the hand they were dealt or accepted, or however you want to look at it.
Yep.
So, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing them. They don't have to necessarily go to the battle for Atlantis, but they could go to, doesn't Charleston have a tournament? Wichita State was in not too long ago.
Yeah, I mean, there are some other tournaments that are very much there, but I'm glad that they're moving on, because I think it's SEC versus Miami of Ohio since they're playing Tennessee. That's probably really the perfect Power 4 game that they could probably dream up, honestly, because Rick Barnes is it's very well documented how Rick Barnes has struggled in the NCAA tournament as a head coach. And Tennessee this year, I think, has just been okay, but it is SEC ball versus non-Power 4. If Miami knocks them off, I like to think that a lot of people are going to be talking a little bit differently about Miami. But, of course, if Tennessee blows them out by 30, then it's like, all right, well, everyone's going to sit here and go, yep, see, told you they don't belong in the in the NCAA tournament. But I like to think that they're going to have a shot. The way that they shoot threes, they're always going to have an opportunity. If they make 16 threes, if they average 16 threes throughout the course of the NCAA tournament, I like their chances to win a few games.
They're a high-level offensive machine, that's for sure. They averaged a ton of points and scored 89 last night in their win against SMU. All right, we'll lay out the field of 64 when we come back. A little sprinkling of WSU Wyoming talk, and that'll lead us into Paul Mills, who comes your way in 15 minutes right here on ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM. It's our prelude to the NCAA tournament, our special show. Shane, Pat with you. We're at Gillies in Park City. We're on the first floor. We're right by the games, right by the escalators. Come by and see us, get a T-shirt, get some swag. And also, time's running out to sign up for the ESPN Wichita Bracket Challenge. We're up to 221. Come on, keep them coming. If you haven't signed up, 224. Boom. 3 people as we speak. This is like the ESPN ticker going across the bottom. We got 224 signed up. So tell your friends, send them a text, send them our web address, espnwichita.com. Click on that banner, sign up, come by, see us. We're going to be out here until 11 o'clock talking basketball of all kinds. A little WSU Wyoming talk in the field of 64 when we come back.
Gillies Gambling Hall in Park City, home to 1,000 gaming machines and the Play Rewards. Sign up today and get $20 instantly, plus up to $500 in club cash. Visit Trackside Simulcast with big stakes races every weekend. Grab $2 draft beer and hot dogs Monday through Thursday. Catch every play at Golden Circle with 160 feet of video wall. Kick back at Gillies Saloon, Dance Hall, and Barbecue for live entertainment.
You're getting some
and slow
personal
smoked
messages, huh?
barbecue.
Hey, when's the first game?
Eat well, live it up. Visit playgillies.com.
If you or a loved one has been a victim of personal injury, including medical malpractice and vehicle accidents,
we're off
do
here.
not hesitate to call Prochaska, Howell, and Prochaska. For more than 38 years, their experienced team has helped fight for your rights regardless of your legal status. They guarantee there will be no cost until they win. PHP will be there to assist you and help you navigate the complicated legal process. Call them now at 316-683-9080 or find them online at phpattorneys.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Guys, low energy, stubborn belly fat, or a drop-in drive aren't just getting older. They're signs your hormones may be out of balance. Dan Pharmacy's hormone replacement therapy is built with men in mind, helping restore strength, focus, and muscle tone and confidence. Our team delivers precise, personalized treatment so you can perform at your peak, at work, in the gym, and everywhere else. Stop settling. Visit danpharmacy.com today and see how Dan Pharmacy helps men take back control.
You got up early. You hit all the green lights. You got a raise at work. You were mistaken for a big-time Hollywood celebrity. Sometimes things just get better, like the new progressive fast play games from the Kansas Lottery. The jackpots grow every time someone plays, so when you play, you can make a good day great. And with fast play, you still know you've won in an instant. I swear I've seen you in the movies, too. I mean, if I could see you. Fast play. See kslottery.com for details.
Wichita, are you ready? The 2026 Women's Basketball Invitation Tournament is taking over Charles Koch Arena, and the road to a championship runs through you. Semifinals on March 30th. 2 games, 1 ticket. Then it all comes down to the championship game, April 1st at 6 p.m. All session tickets are just $40. Single session seats are only $22. Groups of 10 start at just $10 a ticket. This is March basketball. This is Wichita. This is WBIT. Grab your seats now at GoShockers.com/tickets.
The celebration is on.
The road to the Final Four starts here.
David has stunned Goliath.
No good step back. Lorenzo Charles. State. Lorenzo Charles.
Your home of the NCAA tournament, Final Four, and National Championship game.
Leitner catches, comes down, dribbles, shoots, scores!
Thursday, hear 12 hours of Westwood One's NCAA tournament coverage. ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.
All right, welcome back. We're at Gillies in Park City. We're on the first floor, on the gaming floor. Yours truly, Pat Strathman. Our NCAA tournament special super duper preview, setting you up for all the action. We'll have a little bit of a pregame at 11. Not us, but we'll hand it off to Westwood One. They'll take care of it from there. And from there, you're going to listen to at least a little bit of TCU and Ohio State. They will toss it in the air at 11:15. 8 versus 9 there. I'll have a few tips for you coming up in about 30 minutes or so. Some bracket tips if you need them. Again, to clarify, they're not from me. These are cold hard facts. These are not my guys. These aren't my upsets. This isn't my bracket. You wouldn't want mine anyway. But if you're in flux and you still haven't filled out a bracket, I'll give you some tips coming up at 9:25. Paul Mills coming up at 9 o'clock. He will no doubt talk about Oklahoma State. I am going to ask him about scheduling.
You should.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, you really should.
And maybe not necessarily what do you think about Miami of Ohio, but can you feel their pain? Because the guy was at Oral Roberts once upon a time and went to Sweet 16 once upon a time with those guys. I can't imagine how tough that was.
You say with Max Asmus coming back, you think anyone wanted to schedule them with Max Asmus on that team?
Right, exactly.
Come on.
Yeah, good point. So we're going to get to that. But before we do, give me your thoughts, Pat. We haven't talked about this. I was away. So were you. You're doing softball. But you had a better chance to see it and react to it than I did. I kept track from afar, saw that Wichita State kind of had one of these things going on with Wyoming, just kind of kept them at arm's length and had to make some free throws down the stretch. It appeared to me that first half, which was 28-24, was a bunch of tired dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got back at 3 a.m. on what would have been Monday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do anything. Basically, then had to walk through the day of, and then played the game that night. Is that basically what you took away from it?
And then Wyoming got in late. So Sundance Wicks and his squad, it took a little while for them to get to Wichita. So I don't know what the deal is. It's been a rough year for travel. I feel like getting to Wichita or leaving Wichita. It feels like it's been that way this year. Not trying to say anything bad about the airports here because they all do a tremendous job, but it's sometimes just the luck of the draw. So sometimes the absurd amount of wind that you have to deal with on that Sunday, and you're trying to have people fly out this way to come here.
That was me going to Hawaii now that you bring it up.
Yeah.
There was unbelievable crazy ass wind here and in Denver. Right. But go on. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what you saw in the first half for sure. Throughout the entire game. Like if you thought the USF and Wichita State game was physical, this one was arguably just as physical because you just had two teams that were just tired. They were just very tired. We had a feeling that a lot of free throws would take place in Wichita State's favor because Wyoming is one of the worst teams about fouling. They foul quite a bit.
Okay.
But that was well documented going into the game. But also as well documented was the rebounding capabilities of Wyoming. And when Wichita State got it by 10, you're thinking, all right, well, this is when the Shockers can just relax. And then Wyoming just goes on a tear. They start making some jumpers. They force some turnovers. And that's the thing that Wichita State's going to have to clean up going into the game on Sunday against Oklahoma State. They've been a little uncharacteristic when it comes to taking care of the ball. But you can also make an argument saying that USF's defense is good. Wyoming's defense, for the most part, was able to match the physicality of Wichita State. But the Shockers on the glass is what won them the game. They had 17 offensive rebounds. They got a boatload of second chance points off of it. They hardly made any threes. I think 5 in total in that game. Wyoming was able to get points off those turnovers. If Wichita State corrects those issues, which guess what? When you're tired, you tend to not only miss shots, but mentally you're not as sharp. And that's when you start to see the turnovers happen a little bit more. Who is crazy enough to get 3 games in 4 days? I mean, that's what Wichita State had to go through. But they found a way, and now they get a chance to relax. And I would like to see what they're going to do down in Stillwater with a chance to knock off Oklahoma State and a chance to get some revenge after what took place last year. TJ Williams had himself an amazing game with 14 rebounds, a career best, 17 points. He played like a man. That's what he did. He played like a man.
18 minutes, by the way.
I know. That's the most important thing, like going back and just reading the stat line. In 18 minutes, that's what he was able to do. So he was a catalyst. He was big time. And I know that you were, originally when we were talking about the lineup, you mentioned who stays, who goes, who Wichita State wants to keep. TJ Williams is one of those guys I thought going into this year, what we're going to see from him. He suffers an injury as a freshman, doesn't get a lick of playing time, very, very little, if anything. And then you get to this year where you have a bunch of these guys who have come in. You have Dylan Battie who's come in. You have Jared Valencia. I know they're not the same position, but you have so many new faces. Did he get over-recruited in some ways? Because that is a thing that happens. Guys end up getting over-recruited for a variety of reasons. How will he do? Well, there for a little bit at the start of the year, looked good, hit a little bit of a lull, has that concussion, took him a while to get back on track, finally had a little bit of a moment, and then regressed a little bit, became quiet. But you saw what he can bring to the table. If that's the type of TJ Williams that Wichita State's going to get, of course, you're not going to expect that type of efficiency on a regular basis. But if he becomes that type of player for Wichita State, he could be a 4-year guy that can go down as, I don't want to say one of the all-time greats, but he can go down as someone who will be legendary because he's a Wichita boy and someone who stuck around. If he sticks around for the next 3 years, because people forget he's just a freshman.
Yeah, no
technically,
kidding.
He's just a freshman. So you get another 3 years of him. If he sticks around for all 4 years and continues to get better, that's one guy that can be a big-time piece for Wichita State moving forward.
Let's think back to the Northern Iowa game. I feel like that was the time when the decision makers around here felt like, oh, we got a dude. Like he took over that Northern Iowa game in overtime. Mm-hmm. They don't win that game if it's not for TJ Williams. Now, we also keep in mind that was the crazy 24-hour period where Paul Mills had a brush with death, which we didn't know at the time. But I feel like at that point, the powers that be talking about in the athletic department, coaching staff, NIL people, we got a hometown kid that is not only useful, he's a guy.
Yeah.
And he proved it again against Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
They probably don't win that game if he doesn't do what he did in his 18 minutes. That's crazy. 17 points and 14 rebounds. He crammed that all into 18 minutes of action. All right. When we come back, we need to talk to head coach Paul Mills. But before we do, Sunday, March 22nd, that's Sunday, 3 o'clock, the Trotters are coming in Trust Bank Arena. If you want to go, we got a family 4-pack of tickets for you. So text the word Trotters to our text line, 316-247-0923. Text Trotters if you want to take your family. We got 4 tickets for you. It's Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. More hoops talk and more localized. Head coach Paul Mills joins the show, the super duper NCAA tournament special. Talk some Shockers when we come back. We're out here at Gillies in Park City.
Wichita's sports.
He's calling us, right?
He's supposed to.
ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM. KKGQ Newton.
Brian Haney here. When I'm looking for the latest on Kansas athletics, I go to Kansas Nation. Interviews, news conferences, daily and weekly shows, and podcasts. It's all on KansasNation.com. Featuring Tyshawn Taylor, Brandon McAnderson, Chris Harris Jr., KU's official podcast, The Jayhawker with Nate Bukaty, and catch me with Jayhawk greats on Haney and the Hawks. Kansas Nation, built for Jayhawk fans.
Nice.
Seven Clans First Council Casino and Resort is turning 18, and we're cranking up the action in March with the hottest seats yet. $500 hot seats on Thursdays, $1,000 hot seats on Fridays, $1,500 hot seats on Saturdays. All you have to do is earn entries on your Seven Clans Players card to be eligible to win. And that's not all. Every Saturday, we're giving away a different grand prize, a side-by-side, golf cart, vacation getaway, and $15,000 in cash. It's easy to see why winners play here. It's our 18th birthday. You're taking home the spoils. Seven Clans First Council Casino and Resort, Highway 77 in Newkirk.
This isn't just a game, it's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Celebrate 100 years of high-flying dunks, 100 years of show-stopping moves, and 100 years of changing the game. Bring the whole family and be part of the legacy. This game is once in a century. Be there at Intrust Bank Arena on March 22nd. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com for your tickets to the 100-year tour.
A shout out to the incredible doctors, nurses, care aides, and physical therapists at Kansas Pace Centers. And of course, the drivers. Everyone loves their drivers. Every day you help older adults live safely.
Mills has been acquired.
While giving families much needed support. Kansas Pace makes aging at home possible and takes pressure off family caregivers. If you've been searching for real help for a parent or loved one, see how Kansas Pace can partner with your family. Learn more today at kansaspace.org.
You've got options for what you can do with your money. So asking the right banking and investing questions matters. But who you ask is just as important as what you ask. At Commerce Bank, we have 160 years of experience helping people like you get the most out of their money. No matter your questions, we have proven financial solutions and strategies that we can tailor to meet your needs. Working together, we'll find your answers. The only answers that matter. Commerce Bank. Challenge accepted. Member FDIC.
The celebration is on.
The road to the Final Four starts here.
David has stunned Goliath.
No good step back. Lorenzo Charles. State. Lorenzo Charles.
Your home of the NCAA tournament, Final Four, and National Championship game.
Leitner catches, comes down, dribbles, shoots, scores!
Westwood One's play-by-play of the NCAA tournament is brought to you by Janet King, Davis Liquor Outlet, Prochaska Howell and Prochaska Law, and Phoenix Home Care and Hospice.
All right, welcome back. It is 9:01. We got a special Shane and Pat collab here today from Gillies Park City, getting you ready for March Madness. As you heard the promo right there, we'll have games for you starting at 11:15 right here on ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM. Your home for March Madness. It's TCU and Ohio State coming up here in a couple of hours. We jump on the hotline right now and talk to Wichita State's head coach Paul Mills as the Shockers fended off a feisty Wyoming bunch the other night in the NIT 74-70. They move on to take on Oklahoma State in a rematch of last year's NIT game down at Gallagher-Iba Arena. Coach, we appreciate you carving out a little bit of time for us just ahead of that game. Congratulations on the other night. How did it feel? How do you think it went now that you have a couple days to think about it?
Yeah, I thought we were tired. One, thanks Shane and Pat for having me, but I really thought we were tired. 3 games in 4 days. I mentioned this, that I think NBA coaches would be mad at that schedule. And just playing that, getting back late, obviously just really disappointed over how Sunday finished. And because everything you do is building up to March. But, selfishly, I enjoy being around this group, and I want to continue to be around them. And our guys wanted to keep playing. And we obviously wanted to honor the seniors, being able, Karan and KG, we want their last experience in collegiate basketball to be a positive one. And I thought there was a ton of rallying around that whole approach, and TJ Williams was able to carry us down the stretch in order to beat a feisty Wyoming team.
You mentioned in your presser a couple days ago that you avoided having to have that crappy conversation with your team, which is always that last one. You never know what to say, and coaches aren't really too good at it because, frankly, you're not prepared for it because you don't expect to lose. And just give me your level of confidence. You've talked about it a couple of times, though. After that USF loss, you got the feeling that all your guys wanted to keep playing. They wanted to keep competing, so you weren't too worried about that. But how much doubt crept in the back of your mind, and how late did you have to wait before you knew, all right, we are going to get another chance to play?
Yeah, I felt really good. I mean, there were conversations that had happened the previous week, and, obviously it's something you put on the back burner because your main motivation is to get to the NCAA tournament, but you did want to know, is there an alternative in case this doesn't work out? So there was enough conversations that were had and people in the loop, and I know enough people on the committee who had reached out to me and just said that, what, if this doesn't work out, that whoever, between USF, Tulsa, and us, knew that one of us 3, if we were able to win the conference tournament, the other 2 would likely get NIT invites.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
Tulsa being able to host and then us being able to be a 3 seed is us being able to be a 3 seed is better than what we were a year ago. So kind of new and yeah, I mean, that's that crappy end of the year speech. I don't think there's any coach who's good at it. And it's a whole bunch of thank yous and pride in your team, which is all true.
Right.
It's just a moment that you really don't even think about.
What was the biggest catalyst you guys knocking off Wyoming besides TJ Williams individual? I still can't believe he did all that in 18 minutes, by the way. But offensive rebounds, that's probably going to be at the top of the list because Wyoming could really board, and you ended up with 55 total and a bunch of offensive rebounds.
Yeah, to be plus 21 on the glass we said in order to dominate the game, we needed to dominate the glass. And to be plus 21 on the glass is just something that's been our identity all year. And we've been able to do that the last 2 years. We've been able to lead our conference in margin. And we're one of the better teams in the country. And to just be able to keep basketballs alive and pursue, they did a good job of just blanketing Kenyon Giles. So he wasn't able to kind of get the look sometimes from other options, other teams that we play. And you give Demarion Dennis a ton of credit for just how he defended. But that's really okay with us because what happens is we know somebody else is going to get a shot. Usually if it's falling off around the rim, not only does the shooter have the ability to retrieve it, but we're also got some bodies in there that have great physicality. Emmanuel Wilberg is one of the top 10 offensive rebounders in the country. And then Karan Boyd, Dylan Batee, all those guys can stick their nose in there and continue to play. So, yeah, I agree with you. When you only win by 4, but you're plus 11 on the offensive glass, it's kind of the difference.
What's the catalyst to you guys rebounding like you have this year? Is it the Jimmies and the Joes, or is it the scheming? And if it's the scheming, who gets credit for it? Who's the guru behind your crashing the offensive glass?
Yeah, it's not just one or the other. You do have to have the players in order to do what we're able to do on the offensive glass. I will tell you the linchpin for us is Karan Boyd. You have a perimeter guard who can rebound at that level, and because of his ability to rebound at that level, it really it's a different component than a lot of other teams. A lot of people rebound their 4 and 5, and not a lot of people have a perimeter player who can rebound at the level that Karan Boyd can.
Right.
So his offensive rebounding ability has kind of put us over the top. We had that last year a little when we had Corey Washington, Ronnie DeGray, and then Quincy Ballard. But I will tell you that what's really allowed us to level up is Karan Boyd. And then it's something that we measure. I mean, it's the one metric. I say the one, but I mean, there's 3 things that get shown after every game, and it's our ability to rebound. You have to go do your job. Are you doing it at an 80% rate? And I tell our players, if a plumber was only successful 80% of the time at showing up on his job, he'd get fired. And so 80% to have the ability to do your job. And then I will add, Coach Eilert's been tremendous in this. They've had great offensive rebounding teams for 17 years at West Virginia. And he's brought a lot to the table and really encouraged guys. All of that to say it's a combination of both of those things that you mentioned earlier.
So the first 4 finished up last night, and Miami of Ohio beat SMU. And not to compare your experience to Miami of Ohio, but I think it bears bringing up because scheduling can't be easy at the places you've been, not only here at Wichita State, but certainly Oral Roberts prior to that. How could you describe to the folks what Miami of Ohio probably went through, not knowing all the facts, but they drew a lot of criticism of who they played versus who they didn't play, and went 31-1, and some people thought they may or may not deserve to be in the NCAA tournament. How nightmarish is scheduling when you're at a place like Oral Roberts and to a certain degree Wichita State? Is it easier, harder? How's that go?
Oh my, yeah, you don't get to pick and choose who you want to play. And the truth is Miami of Ohio was returning a bunch of players, and I believe their best player, Suter, was returning, and so a lot of guys came back. Well, once you return guys, you can forget it. There's nobody in the world who's going to play you, simply because they're not risking that loss at home. And I had a player who was a 3-time AP All-American, Max Asmus, who was with me all 4 years, during my time at Oral Roberts. Could have left at any moment that he wanted because, after his sophomore year, he led the country in scoring. But when he came back and withdrew from the NBA draft and came back to us when I was at Oral Roberts, you can forget it. There's no way you're getting games. And it's next to impossible. There's a few teams that'll play you, and the dates have to work. There's just a lot of things that go into play. So I really, I empathize with Travis and what he had to deal with at Miami of Ohio. And I would say the same thing's true of Wichita State. When people know you're going to be good and they see the roster, they see who's returning, or they're aware of the people that are coming in. I knew that, once Kenyon Giles and Karan Boyd came on board, and then, we were able to add Will Berg, I was just like, man, it's going to be really, really tough from a non-conference perspective. And I think from an outside, people who aren't inside the business, they're dismissive of players because all they do is pay attention to stats. I think people inside were kind of well aware of what the potential of a certain player is. So it makes it difficult, and good for Miami of Ohio to come away with a win last night, because I know how much that energizes not only a fan base but a university. We saw it when I was at Oral Roberts. Applications went up 26%, and enrollment went up 14% following the Sweet 16 year. So, and I know Wichita State has been a bit of that factor of that bench when the 2012 or 2013 Final Four run. So it's not an easy process, and you're all day on the phone and you feel like a door-to-door salesman just because you're constantly being told no.
And nowadays in the NIL era, everybody's on the radar. You don't have any under the radar players or this diamond in the rough. Everybody's heard of them. So you're not sneaking up on anybody now either.
Yeah, well, the crazy thing about what's the rules is you'll see coaches at your conference tournament scouting your players. And it's like, this is insane. And everybody knows that players, can leave at any moment. And so you will see institutions who show up at conference tournaments and watch your players. And I'm like, this is just so backwards. And it's come a long way, but these are the times that we're living in, and it's interesting just to go through this whole process. But you're really mindful about your guys and getting your guys better, and I really feel like we've been able to do that through the course of the year. I feel like every single one of our guys has made strides as a player.
How important is it, and how many people do you have? You don't have to name names that you have monitoring the portal at any given moment. Like you can't possibly coach the team and have an eye on the portal too, can you?
No, you can't. And there's enough software out there. We kind of farm this out, and there's people who this is their full-time job, 365 days out of the year. But also have people on staff. OG does a phenomenal job of just keeping us informed, and then our staff is really plugged in. I've done this now for 31 years, so there's a lot of relationships. And then I would tell you the best recruiting job that you can do in this time is get your players better. So to watch Kenyon Giles level up like he has from, where he was at UNC Greensboro to where he was now, Karan Boyd, Emmanuel, if you go look, and we're hoping to get Emmanuel another year, but if you go look at his numbers at Louisville and Seton Hall, and then you compare him to where he is now, and you look at the progress that he's made, and I could kind of go through, a litany of players but who I could say that about, but all that to say, our job is to get them better. And through this whole process, people actually call us. And I've said this before, this isn't an opinion. This is a fact. Quincy Ballard was the most improved player in the country during that 2-year stretch. And so what happens is they're like, man, look how he used that in order to get an advantage somewhere else. So you're from a financial perspective. So people are really aware of the job that you do and the players that you've had. They've watched them grow, and honestly the best thing that we can do right now is continue to grow our players.
Talking to head coach Paul Mills, they got a game coming up on Sunday against Oklahoma State in the NIT. You didn't have to squint too hard to see what kind of a player Kenyon Giles and Karan Boyd were going to be for you when you found out they were coming to Wichita State. But maybe a little bit more of your big man with E-Man and Will Berg, because they simply didn't get to all the minutes that they're getting here. How much angst is there to recruit someone from the portal who doesn't have a lot of minutes at his previous school?
Not much if you're aware of the character, and so I had actually known Emmanuel Corfor. I'd seen him, and so was really familiar with his story from 4 years ago. Watched him in Atlanta at NBA Academy. He played in the NBA Academy. And so I'd really monitored his career, and then I knew the people at Louisville, Kenny Payne, when he was coaching them. And so you could get enough from a character perspective and development perspective. And, hey, this is where we're at. This is where I believe we can get to. Is this feasible? And then, Matt Painter, I talked to him at length about Will Berg. And, the one question I always ask is, do you want him back? And if the other coach doesn't tell me, no, we did not want him to leave, then I usually just kind of stay away from it. And so for both of those guys, Matt Painter, Manny's situation at Seton Hall, I mean, those weren't situations where they wanted to leave, but they understood it. Those guys wanted to get somewhere where they could play. And, we've had that situation here. It's just, hey, go on. I think back to Isaac Abidi. Like, Isaac, you're a good player. It's just, yeah, I get it. You want a certain number of minutes and not anything that I can actually promise you. So by all means, find something that you believe is beneficial for you. And so I think these are two-way streets, but at the same time, what you're really trying to figure out is it's not hard. You and I can walk into a gym and we can figure out 2 minutes if a guy's good enough to play. That's not the hard part. The hard part is vetting and trying to get to the character and the individual, the person, of just who they are and how hungry are they. Because a lot of people can be phony and put on a facade and act like they really want to be a player. And so that's really the difficult part. After visiting with E-Man and visiting with Will on several occasions, I mean, these are hours and hours of research in order to figure out who these people are. You get a pretty good gauge on it, and to be honest, you just kind of double down simply because you believe in them as people.
Been rested up a little bit? What we got the next couple of days before you go down to Stillwater?
Yeah, we'll practice here at 11 o'clock today, and then to kind of get into our normal routine of we usually just jump right into it 2 days prior. So Friday, Saturday will be, about us and how we attack Oklahoma State, how they're going to attack us, going through it and being on the court. And then Sunday night, I know it's a late tip for this time of the year, it's a late tip.
Yeah.
And be able to play Sunday night and try to put ourselves in a position to continue to get advance in the NIT and get win number 24.
Coach, thanks so much for the time. Congratulations on your success so far, and go get them Sunday night. Thanks again.
Shane, thank you.
My pleasure. Paul Mills, head coach at Wichita State, joining us here on the hotline. We continue on here from Gillies and Park City. Now that you're up and about, you got your coffee in you, and you've had some muffins and rolls, start thinking about hoops. We already are. Come on out and see us. We're at Gillies on the first floor. We're on the ground level. We're right over there here by the escalators. We got some T-shirts. We got some koozies. We have some free advice if you want it. That's coming up here in a couple of minutes. But here a little bit later on, a couple things to tell you about. Oh, by the way, need to check our ESPN bracket challenge at ESPN Wichita. 240. Getting closer.
It's growing.
Yep.
Let's get to 300.
At least 250. And you got a couple hours to do that. 11:15's first tip. Now that the first four is completed, we got the field of 64 whittled down. So we will be watching some basketball here at Gillies Park City. We'll be up on eventually be up on the second floor at Ozzy's. That place is great. The snacks up there are second to none. Plus, there's happy hour going on at 5 o'clock. So if you want to think ahead a little bit and after work, come on over and enjoy some happy hour specials at Ozzy's on the second floor. Plus, they got the ponies up there too. So if you're into that, this is where you go to bet on the ponies. But on the third floor, we have the Golden Circle Sports Bar. And not only will the action go down there on those gigantic screens, come 4 o'clock, we'll have a sign up for our ESPN Wichita Papa Shot contest. Y'all have done that. You think you're good. You think you can beat your kid with one hand tied behind your back. Well, if you're in the top 3 in our contest, come 6 o'clock, you'll get a prize. So bring your friends, bring your best form, and enjoy the games with us here at ESPN Wichita in Gillies and Park City. Sign-ups at 4. Contest starts at 6 at the Golden Circle Sports Bar. But prior to that, obviously, the games will start at 11:15. The very first one's 11:15, and then they're staggered about 20 minutes after that, all through the rest of the day and night. That's why we are on right here, right now, from 8 to 11 today and tomorrow, leading you into the madness with coverage starting right here on ESPN Wichita 92.3, thanks to Westwood One and Ohio State and TCU will be the first game of the day. Speaking of NIT, the second day of that tournament featured New Mexico, one of the best teams not to get in the NCAAs. They beat Sam Houston 107-83 for crying out loud. There were a lot of big scores in the day after Wichita State played. G-Dub probably played the most exciting game. They beat Utah Valley 79-78. Murray State out of the Missouri Valley, they got bounced. So did UIC. Cal moves on. St. Joe's moves on. Nevada moves on. They had a good year too. They're now 23-12. So those are the games in the NIT that we care about. Also, Tulsa and UNLV will play the first game of basically the doubleheader in the Tulsa regional. They'll take on UNLV in Tulsa, and Wichita State will take on Oklahoma State down in Stillwater. Both those games are Sunday, and the Tulsa game is an hour and a half ahead of Wichita State's game, which is the late game. When we return, we need to give you some bracket tips. All right. These are not mine. These are not Pat's. These are just cold, hard facts. If you still haven't filled out your bracket yet and you're wanting a few tips, I got them for you. And so listen up when we come back. But before we do that, we need to be benevolent. We're good at that. We're good at giving stuff away. And so what we will do here is give away some Kansas lottery tickets. By the way, you can play the lottery down here too. We're right next to the Kansas lottery machine.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
We're right next to it.
Yeah. So buy your Mega Millions ticket. But we'll give you $30 in Kansas lottery scratchers if you call 316-669-4996. Lottery tickets on the line, $30 in Kansas lottery X Games scratchers. We continue on here from Gillies and Park City. It's 9:23.
It's time for another NCAA tournament schedule preview. Coming up, the first round gets underway with a full slate of games, including great matchups like St. Mary's.
Speaker cut out in here for a second. You called for Lotto, right?
Lottery tickets, yes.
And an 8-9 battle in the East with Ohio State from the Big Ten taking on TCU out of the Big 12. Stay tuned for all the action with Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NCAA tournament right here.
O'Reilly.
Nope.
Replace your wiper blades and save $10 on a pair of Rain-X
Wrong number.
wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto
Wrong
Parts.
number.
Beam blade technology improves windshield contact for maximum visibility. Our professional parts people will even install your new wiper blades for free. Stop by your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We ride to clear our heads, to feel the road beneath us. It's not just a hobby, it's a part of who we are. We also know how
Speaker
quickly
cut out
things
is
can
code
change.
for I wasn't
One
paying attention.
careless
What's going on?
driver And life looks different. At Prochaska Law, we're not just lawyers. We are writers too. We
Does he have a winner
understand
yet?
what you're facing, and we'll
Surely
ride
he
with
does.
you every step of the way. This month, give writers the space
Ah,
and the
Richie
respect
won.
we all deserve.
AMR Clinical Wichita is inviting adults aged 18 to 65 to participate in a research study focused on uncontrolled high blood pressure. If you've been taking blood pressure medication for at least 8 weeks and meet additional study criteria, you may qualify to take part in this important study. Receive all study-related care at no cost. Compensation is available up to $1,225 for study-related time and travel. Call AMR Clinical today at 316-867-6329 or visit amr-clinical.com to learn more.
Saying hello to everyone enjoying a great day at one of the Kansas PACE centers. Whether your loved one is staying active with social activities, catching up with friends, receiving therapies, or getting medical support, Kansas PACE provides expert care in a warm, welcoming place they'll love. And while they're supported, you get peace of mind and time to handle your own responsibilities. Kansas PACE truly is a partner for families caring for aging parents. Learn more at kansaspace.org.
What's up, Wichita? This is Pat Strathman, and I'm inviting you to join my show, The Pulse, every weekday from 2 to 4 on ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM. What you care about is what I care about, and that's what we'll be talking about every single day. Plus, we'll have plenty of interviews and audio from the experts, coaches, and players you want to hear from. Make plans now to join me for The Pulse weekdays from 2 to 4 on Wichita's sports leader, ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM.
I'll never forget where I was when this was a hit. Oh, my God.
How many times did you have to do the dance?
I actually, at least once with the player not to be named. Probably. God, Quad City DJs. Knocked it out of the park with this one. So good. All right. So we're out here at Gillies in Park City. It's myself, Pat Strathman, with our NCAA preview extravaganza, getting you ready for the coverage, which starts right after we're done. We're on till 11. So you got us for another hour and a half-ish. Thanks to Paul Mills for dropping by, talking a little Shocker basketball. He joined us in the last segment. Congratulations to
Richie.
Richie, yeah. Hopefully you get rich, Richie, on our lotto scratchers that you just won. We'll be in touch with you on when you can pick those up. We're out at Gillies Park City. We're out on location. We are live streaming on X, on Facebook, on our YouTube channel. So you can see that we're not in our Equity Bank Park studios, but we'll be out here for the next couple of hours. We're on the first floor, on the ground level, by where the games are, right by the escalators. And speaking of, once the games tip off, that's where we're going to be, and that's where you're going to want to be. Starting at 11:15 at the Golden Circle Sports Bar. You can eat, drink, and be merry and follow your brackets and root on your teams. And if it happens to be you got some coin on it, for example, you got the 8-9 game going on at 11:15. And then pretty much, 20 minutes staggered after that. 25 minutes, Troy and Nebraska. And then your boys, South Florida, take on Louisville, 12:30. Can I just say this? The MOP of the American tournament should have been Wes Enos for what he did against Kenyon Giles.
100%.
Holy cow.
Just based on the defensive efforts, yes, 110%. We're not even talking about I thought when he hit his second three that was the turning point in the second half. I think it extended to a 10-point lead, and then Wichita State gets a three right away from Karan Boyd, I believe. And then South Florida goes the other way and gets another bucket and then just kept Wichita State at bay for the rest of the game. But the way that he played defensively, 110%. He deserved to be the MOP.
If he didn't want Giles to even touch it, he didn't. Like, there were times down the floor you would have thought Giles wasn't even there. Nothing against Kenyon Giles because he's seen this before. But, my God, it was
a whole nother level.
It was. And, honestly, it was a hard watch.
Yeah.
Especially the first half.
Of course.
It was
very, very hard.
Fragmented, to say the least. Okay, so go to ESPNWichita.com and sign up for our bracket challenge. you're running out of time.
Where are we at?
We are at with an hour and about 40 minutes left to go. 2:43.
Okay.
So we've had like 30 people sign up just today from the time we went on the air. Keep them coming. Tell your friends. It's free to play. And we got some great prizes if you're lucky enough to get in the top 10. We got some really, really cool prizes. And the best part of it is the better you do, the more you control what you win. We don't have these prizes slotted. Now, they range pretty far as what they're worth, okay? Some are better than others. But some are going to be more important to you if you like golf or if you don't like golf. And if you do, we got free golf for you. We got a golf bag. We got a gift card to Auburn Wine and Spirits out west. We got free food from the Hill Bar and Grill. The better you do, the better your chances of picking what you want to get. So that is unique from a lot of other bracket challenges. Plus, we got the best listeners and fans in the world. There's 244 of you already that signed up, and you still have an hour and a half left to go. If you haven't signed up, before you do, listen up. I'll tell you basically not what to do, but maybe what you ought to do. All but one champion in the last 25 years have entered March Madness in both the top 21 in adjusted offensive efficiency and the top 44 in adjusted defensive efficiency. Go to kenpom.com. You don't have to be a bracketologist or a geek to know this. Just look at basically KenPom has the team's rating, and then over to the right, their adjusted offensive rating and adjusted defensive rating. That basically just tells you how good they are. And it's not eye test, it's real stuff. So it goes from 1 all the way to 330 or however many teams are. If your team that you think is going to go to the Final Four is in the top 21 in adjusted offensive efficiency and the top 44 defensively, you got a shot. There's only been one exception in the last 25 years that wasn't in the top 21 in offense and also in the top 44 in defense. Mark Wise talks about this all the time, friend of the show and an ESPN analyst. That's real. There are 11 teams that fall in that category this year. Not surprisingly, most. Duke, Arizona, Michigan, Florida, Houston, Purdue, Iowa State, all 2s. Illinois, 3. Vandy and Texas Tech, 2 5s fall in that category. And Louisville, who plays South Florida today. 4 of the top 12 overall seeds did not qualify for that. That would be UConn, Michigan State, Gonzaga, and Virginia. They all met the defensive criteria, but not offensively. The trend is the most data-driven and predictive, but consider this too. Hope you're writing this down. No team west of Texas has won the title since Arizona did in 1997.
Yeah, that's the biggie.
That is the biggie.
And they also, by the way, in 97, fun fact, they're the only ones to beat 3 consecutive 1 seeds en route to a national championship.
And so of those west of Texas, they're kind of it this year. So just saying. Or Gonzaga, maybe will they finally win one from Mark Few? They've finished twice runner-up in the past decade. Every champion since 2004 was ranked in the top 12 in Week 6's AP poll. Now, this is minutia. This is wading into murky waters. But every champion in the last 22 years was ranked in the top 12 in the Week 6 AP poll. So by the time things kind of shook out and we decided who was who, if you were in the top 12, then you have an opportunity to win the championship. This year, of those that fell in that category, Duke, Michigan, Arizona, UConn, who's not in the defensive metric, Purdue, Iowa State, Houston, Gonzaga, Michigan State, Alabama, BYU, and Louisville. This Louisville thing's becoming a trend. Might talk myself into them. No Big Ten team has won it all since Michigan State won it in 2000. They've gone 0-8 in title games since then. Indiana, Illinois, Ohio State, Michigan, Wisconsin, Michigan again, and Purdue 2 years ago. So the Big Ten is in a 26-year drought. So if I don't know who you would, Michigan, I suppose.
Yeah.
They're a 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
So buyer beware if you're going to pick Michigan to win it all in your bracket. And finally, if you're thinking of a Cinderella to win it all, consider in the 40 tournaments since the field expanded to 64, only 5 teams lower than a 3 seed have ever cut down the nets. Jack, are you listening? I have some on the spot trivia for you.
We still doing a show?
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Hey, listen
I'm
up.
ready for it.
Okay. In the 40 tournaments since the field went to 64, only 5 teams lower than a 3 seed have ever won it all. Can you name any of them?
UConn.
Which year?
2011.
Close. But yes, they were a 7 back then. So there's one. Yes.
Okay.
And I just
was
gave
it
it away.
2010 they won it, or
It was 2014, believe it or not.
Oh, I don't know why I thought 2011.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. So UConn was one of them.
I just gave it away. UConn did it again.
Yeah, they did twice.
Yeah, 2023
that's
they were
right.
a 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So they've done it twice.
Okay. So does that count for 2 of the teams, like 2 separate teams?
Yeah,
All right.
there's 2 of the 5 individual teams, 3 other different
Remind me
schools.
of the year again that it expanded to 64.
Well, I'll tell you the years.
40.
I could do you one better than that.
Okay.
A number 8 won it in 1985.
Oh, NC State.
No, that's
a great guess,
that's
but no.
Nova, right?
Villanova beat Georgetown in
Yeah.
1985. Yes.
What was the 82? I
That
think
would have
was
been
NC
82.
State.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still a good guess, though.
That's a great guess.
Yeah, that's a great
Not
guess.
them, though, but if it's then KU. 88,
That's right.
They were 6.
88.
They were 6. Very good. And one more.
Man.
And that was part of this segment here. I mentioned them once.
Gosh.
It happened in 1997.
97.
West of Texas. I want to say, wouldn't that, Pat, have been Damon Stoudemire, that bunch?
Mike Bibby, right?
Mike Bibby?
Mike Bibby.
Arizona?
Stoudemire.
That's it.
Yeah.
What were they?
4.
Okay.
4. So not shock the world type of thing, but
What was Arkansas when they went with Norm Richardson? In 94, was that?
That's a good one. That's a good question.
are you saying they were underdogish?
I kind of have that sense because they beat Duke, did they not?
I think they did. I'll look it up.
Well,
Stand by.
clearly they're not. I mean, clearly they're not in the answer, so they had to have been a top 3 seed.
Arkansas National Championship. That's worth looking up. They won. Let's see,
94?
Yeah,
I wonder what they were, though. Hold on.
that was with Scotty Thurman. Was that the guy's name? Corliss Williamson was on that team. Todd Day was on that team. I can tell you all about him. but-
Another one that would have been, I would be fascinated to know.
Arkansas
is
was a
what
1 seed,
Oh,
actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it was 40
I
minutes of
wonder-
hell. That bunch.
Yeah. I was curious too what the Steve Fisher's first championship at Michigan, what they were before the Fab Five had come in. That would have been 89 or 90.
That's right. That would have been 89. Yes.
I guess I'm probably way off there. I'm sure obviously they were a top seed as well, but they kind of had that underdog feel too in the documentary, the Fab Five.
You know, now that you mention it, I'm with you. They weren't like they had Loy Vaught, they had Rumeal Robinson, they had Sean Higgins. They were good, but I'm not sure about 1 seed good before the Fab Five rolled in. We'll look that up too. You're speaking my language. NCAA title teams in the 80s. That was 14, 15, and 16-year-old me. So that fired me up. All right, it's 9:39. Let's get to the Twitter question. We'll come back with that. We'll answer Jack's question about what Michigan was in 1980, whatever that was, when they won the national championship. 1989. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Twitter question. That has to do with 12-5s, and we'll reset where we are, what you need to do. You need to go to ESPN Wichita ESPNWichita.com and sign up for our bracket challenge. You definitely need to do that because we now have 252.
All right.
Let's go. Let's go for 300.
Yeah.
Tell more of your friends. Sign up ESPNWichita.com. Click on bracket challenge. Twitter questions coming up next as we continue on from Gillies in Park City.
This isn't just a game, it's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year
Jack, they were a 3.
tour. Celebrate 100 years of
Right on the
high-flying
cusp.
dunks, 100 years of show-stopping moves,
Played 14
and 100 years
seed
of changing the
Xavier
game.
first.
Bring the whole family
Xavier.
and be part of the legacy. This game is
Not
once
Xavier.
in a century.
Xavier.
Be there at Intrust Bank Arena on
Xavier Bell.
March 22nd. Go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com for your tickets to the 100-year
I'm a little chilly.
tour.
Somebody shut the door.
Are you starting to get a little cold? I'm a little cold.
Borderline.
I don't know why I'm getting a little cold. I
Okay,
feel a little
then.
cold.
Let's play a game.
I'm
Who
weird.
would win? Truck versus mailbox?
I don't have a 3X, but you can put this over your leg.
Truck versus car?
Probably truck.
How about truck versus tree?
Nah.
I'm doing just fine.
I'm doing
you're
just
in a
fine,
truck.
Clark.
No, it won't make any difference.
But a
Just glad to be
seatbelt
here.
would.
There's no argument with that.
Who do you make it home for?
I heard the Zach's
Seven
like,
Clans
I was
First
your
Council Casino
I was
and
your
Resort is turning 18
cup of
and
warm
we're
water.
cranking up the action in
It's like, well, it did the trick.
Where
Gotta
is
go.
he?
He's over there near a bar.
He's
just chilling.
Hot seats on Saturdays. All you have to do
He's
is
doing
turn
some work.
entries on
He's
your
trying to get some
Seven
stuff
Clans players
done.
card to be eligible to win. And that's not all. Every Saturday, we're giving away a different
Yeah, I don't want to touch my computer because as soon as I do stuff, it's going to slow it down. So I try to set up and don't touch.
Birthday. You're taking home the spoils. Seven Clans First Council Casino and Resort. Highway 77 in Newkirk.
The madness
Launches a three and hits.
starts
A Statue of Liberty poster dunk.
now.
Chalk it up. The Jayhawks win.
It's the NCAA tournament. Join us this Friday. The Jayhawks, the Lancers, live from San Diego, California. Our coverage begins at 7 on your home for Kansas Jayhawk basketball.
So Jack's query a little bit ago, the 1988 Michigan Wolverines, who won it all, well, 1989, whatever you want to call it, national championship game, beat Seton Hall in overtime. I had forgotten that. Went to OT, 80-79. They were a 3 seed. They beat Xavier. South Alabama, 11 seed, won opening day or night.
Really?
And then Michigan took care of them, 91-82.
Go Jags.
And then they beat North Carolina, who was the 2 seed, led by J.R. Reed with that nice high fade, flat top, whatever that was called. And then they crushed Virginia, 102-65. You guys remember Glenn Rice?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, was he a bucket.
That dude was a bucket.
So good.
He can make a few.
Forgot
few
about
shots.
him. Terry Mills, Glenn Rice, Loy Vaught, Rumil Robinson. And then they beat Illinois. That Big Ten rematch in the Final Four, 83-81, with Kenny Battle, Stephen Bardo, Edick. And then they beat Seton Hall in the national championship game in overtime. Seton Hall beat Southwest Missouri State in round 1.
SEMO.
60-51. And then they beat Evansville, who wasn't in the Valley then, but how about that?
Purple Aces.
Yeah. Anyway, 3 seed is the answer to Steve Fisher's one and only national championship at Michigan. By the way, his head assistant there, you'd recognize him if you saw him because he's in the Fab 5 documentary or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's at San Diego State. He followed Fish out there, and then when Fish retired, Dutcher is his name, Brian Dutcher. He's the head coach out there, and I know that because he was quoted as saying he didn't want to play in the NIT, so they shut her down. But anyway, whew, I'm back. We're at Gillies Park City.
You're doing deep dives now.
I was. Sorry about that. We're at
Step out
Gillies.
of it.
I know. We got a show to do. We're at Gillies. We're on the first floor, and we're priming you up for opening tip of Ohio State and TCU. Highly, highly recommend you come see us, not only just because we got free stuff for you, who couldn't use an extra T-shirt or a koozie. But on the third floor here at Gillies, Golden Circle Sports Bar, great nachos, by the way. Also ice cold beer if you're into that. But that's where the games are going down at 11:15. And so when you watch those and you load up with some sustenance and
we get disconnected. I don't know what happened.
Here we go.
ESPN
All right,
Wichita,
we're back.
92.3 FM. KKGQ.
Okay, one commercial. We got to run.
Okay.
The ESPN
Don't know what
Wichita
happened.
app is available now for both Android and Apple. Go to your app store and download today. All you have to do is search
No
ESPN
music. I'm just going to
Wichita
pot you up after the
and take the
commercial.
station with you wherever you go.
Should
While
be
you're
good.
there,
I don't know what
find
happened there.
podcasts of your favorite shows. Sign up for our app-only contests. Send a text into the show and much more. The ESPN Wichita app, your source for sports in Wichita. ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM.
as I was saying, third floor, Golden Circle Sports Bar, we're going to have a Pop-A-Shot contest this afternoon. So after you get some sustenance in you and you have a few beverages, signups will start at 4 o'clock for our ESPN Wichita Pop-A-Shot contest. And the contest starts at 6. So if you think you got what it takes and you want to win from some free stuff, that is all we do for you guys and gals. We give you things. We give you things. Now you have to kind of earn it with this Pop-A-Shot thing, and you got to kind of earn it with the ESPN Bracket Challenge, although luck plays a factor in that too. But come 4 o'clock, we got signups for the Pop-A-Shot contest, and the contest starts at 6 o'clock. Top 3 prizes, top 3 places win prizes. Let's break away. We'll come back with more here from Gillies Park City after this.
Nachos, yeah, you nachos.
Something wrong?
Hey, I'll take some. Great.
Robotic.
Yeah, you guys sound very robotic.
Okay.
Oh, you're
Well,
just gonna eat these dry
we'll
plain
do it
corn
again.
nachos with no fries.
That's weird. Everything was fine, so I don't know what would have changed. Give it a moment. It's got to give you an actual IP address. There we go.
Experience.
All
So
right.
to help you
How about
remember,
now?
Liberty
How about
Mutual customizes your home insurance. They personalize this ad for
Yeah,
Amber,
still a little
who really
warbly.
was his boyfriend
Really?
from the 90s.
Well, that would be a timeline problem
Here to
then,
tell you
because
how
we
Liberty
should be
Mutual
good.
Customizes your home insurance, so you only
How about
pay
now?
for what you need.
I'm the heartthrob. The only thing I love more than you.
A little better. Talk back and forth for a little bit.
1
As-
hour left. Sign up for the Bracket Challenge. Our Pop-A-Shot sign up starts at 4 o'clock. Jamie Blumen comes up at 10:20. How's that?
Smart home, smarter
Is that a little bit better?
softener.
Yada,
Here's
yada,
that.
yada. Talking.
I mean, a little bit better. I don't know why it's all of a sudden having issues.
It's got to be a timeline problem, man. It's got to be back at the rack if that's the case, because like you are coming through crystal clear for us, like crystal clear for us.
No
Ads are
judgment here,
coming
Kevin Rath,
through.
you're
Everything's
doing
going
it.
okay
Already
from
on
your
the way.
end.
Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the
Would you
local
like me to
Culligan
disconnect
water
and try
expert,
again?
Culligan.com.
Or reboot?
College
No, I
basketball
don't think
is
it'll do
heating
anything.
up,
We can
and
just
the
roll
best
with it.
place to catch every
'Cause I can
rivalry, every
reboot,
dunk, and every
but-
nail-biter is Twin Peaks, your ultimate sports lodge. Fuel your watch party with scratch-made favorites, legendary wings, and
I
29
don't know why
degree
all of a
draft
sudden
beer
it would
that stays colder
freak.
than a courtside chill. With wall-to-wall TVs,
We
you're
got
locked into
4
the action
bars
from
on
tip-off
this,
to the
so we
final
should be
buzzer.
okay.
Bring your crew, rep your team, and make every game day a win. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Hey guys, Sean Kellerman here with Kansas
Make
Nation.
sure
Be
you're not
locked
connected
into KansasNation.com
on the
all
box,
week. NCAA tournament talk,
which I don't
leading
think
into
you
4
are. I
seed
think you're
Kansas
on.
and 13 seed Cal Baptist. That tips off Friday at 8:45 in San Diego. Rock Chalk Sports,
Yeah,
4 to
so
6
you're
p.m.
probably
each day
fine.
on KansasNation.com, or check us out live on Facebook and
Gillies,
YouTube. We're gonna
yes.
break down the
I don't know
bracket.
what else
We're gonna
to
hear
do,
opinions
because
from
that,
different
I mean,
people
I
in the
can
Lawrence
switch to my
community
phone,
and
but
get
that's
you
going to
ready
be
for the big
a weird
game.
thing.
Kansas and Cal Baptist.
We've been doing
KansasNation.com,
so
the place
well.
to be.
Everything's been fine. I don't know why all of a sudden you go.
Wichita's sports leader.
Jack, can you still hear us?
ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM. KKGQ Newton.
This is the rhythm of the night. The night. Oh,
All right, welcome back. Gillies, Park City. Shane and Pat with you, getting you ready for the NCAA tournament coming your way in a little over an hour or so. We got Jamie Bluma coming up at 10:20. We've got top of the hour reset coming up here in about 10 minutes or so. I'm old Jack Young at the end of the show, taking you up to and through 11 o'clock, and then the madness starts 11:15. The first tip between Ohio State and TCU, and then Troy and Nebraska 25 minutes after that, then South Florida and Louisville. Talk about all that here in a second. But the Twitter question comes your way here on at ESPN Wichita, on X, on Twitter, whatever you want to call it, here on a Thursday. Which 12 seed's going to win? Period. You think a 12 seed's going to win? If so, who? And it's pretty close. So far, 36% of you say McNeese over Vandy. And it's a tie for second, with High Point beating Wisconsin or Akron beating Texas Tech. Only 9% of you think that Northern Iowa is going to beat St. John's. So there you go. There's your Twitter question. We are up to 258 now on the ESPN Wichita Bracket Challenge. Go to espnwichita.com, click on the banner, and follow the prompts. Go all the way through, set up your team. You can, once the tournament starts, see how everybody's doing. That's a really cool part of the ESPN Bracket Challenge, how they set it up. But we have a bunch of unbelievable prizes for you, too. Another reason why you should sign up, because if you're lucky enough to get in the top 10, you will have some prizes to choose from that are really unbelievable, including, but not limited to, a couple of tickets to the 17th Green Chalet, the Wichita Open, Wind Surge tickets coming up in 2026, tickets to see Luke Bryan, tickets to see Matt Rife, free golf at either Willow Bend or Tallgrass, free food from the Hill Bar and Grill, Real Life Kitchen Spices, beer tasting for $5. That's a good get. That's got you written all over it.
How'd you know?
Way to go. That's good. Golf bag, $50 gift card to Auburn Wine and Spirits West. And again, the beautiful part about all that is if you win it all, for example, if you're number one, which I never have been, probably never will be, but if you win it all, you have your pick of all those. Like whatever you want, you pick it. And we'll be patient with y'all, and y'all need to be patient with us when it comes to, if you see you're in the top 10, when are you guys going to get a hold of me? We will, but that's part of the coolness of our game. Thank you, Davis Moore. Thank you, Truck Stuff. Thank you, Phoenix Home Care and Hospice. You get your pick of the litter, so you're not just slotted to get a prize, and that way we kind of avoid tanking, point shaving. You know, we don't give away prizes for last, so you're not going to be picking all the 16 seeds, things like that. So we're all about integrity here at ESPN Wichita, but we're also all about giving you the best of the prizes that we can come up with, that we get from our great sponsors, and we pass all that stuff along to you. So we hope you appreciate that, and we hope you come by and see us here at Gillies. We're on the first floor. We're over by the escalators. We got T-shirt. We got koozie. We got all kinds of stuff, and then we got a Pop-A-Shot contest coming up with these sign-ups beginning at 4 o'clock. And the actual contest starting at 6. Here's a layout of the games, all the games that we have for you today here at Gillies. At 12:50, we took you all the way up through the South Florida Louisville game. That's at 12:30. At 12:50, we got one of the 12-5s, High Point and Wisconsin. High Point is one of Pat's darlings. He likes those guys. They are a 10.5-point dog, though. And then at 150, our first one seed is out the gate. Duke laying 27.5 against Siena, the Saints.
Yeah.
Right? Fighting Saints. That's at 150. 25 minutes later, the other another 12-5, not the other. McNeese and Vandy. Vandy's an 11.5-point favorite there. Pat mentioned this. All the 12s are pretty heavy underdogs coming into March Madness. especially here Thursday. Then North Dakota State and Michigan State. That's a 14-3 matchup. That's at 3 o'clock. 3:25. Hawaii, Arkansas.
Your boys.
Mm-hmm.
Your Bows.
Go Bows. 24-8. Arkansas laying 15.5. VCU, North Carolina. That is a 2.5 point spread.
Yeah. I'm telling you, all the 6-11s.
The 6-11s are the ones that are supposed to be the nail biters. And then the evening session at 6 o'clock, 6:10 to be precise, Michigan and Howard. Michigan, a big favorite there, no surprise. Another 6-11, that's basically a coin flip, BYU and Texas. That might be the game of the night, BYU and Texas, 6:25. And then 10 minutes after that, A&M, St. Mary's, Penn and Illinois, St. Louis and Georgia. There's an 8-9. What did I see the other day? 55% of nines win that matchup. Now,
sounds about right.
Not enough data for you to really go crazy and take all nines, but if you want to, that wouldn't be that big of an upset because they end up having to play a 1 after that. But Gonzaga and Kennesaw State, 3 versus 14. Hats off to Kennesaw State. They lost their best player earlier this year because he gambles, and you're not supposed to. But 21-13, they win the A-Sun, and they get to play Gonzaga. The Zags, big favorite there. Final game of the night, 9-10, Idaho-Houston. Pat, your thoughts? Which one of those?
On the field or just in terms of what's going on today?
Those particular games today, yeah.
Yeah, well, VCU and North Carolina, VCU will always carry quite a bit of weight just because of what they've done in the NCAA tournament in the past. North Carolina is also one of those teams that's just so-so. So I can see how a lot of people would like the Rams in that matchup, which is why it's only like 2.5 points. So I'm very big on high point. I know Wisconsin's not the Wisconsin of old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to fall into that trap. But I tend to go 112 over 5. And after looking at the 12-5s, I thought that maybe High Point would be able to do it because they're such an efficient team offensively. Wisconsin obviously has a great backcourt as well. So that's why I think a lot of people like Wisconsin. Some people like the Badgers to go pretty deep in the tournament this year. I'm not one of those people, but I can see the vision when it comes to that. So Texas and BYU, as you brought up, what do we get from BYU? Kudos to them. I mean, they found a way to get into the tournament. AJ DeBonsa is just basically taken the team and put it on his back with no Richie Saunders since he's out. It's always intriguing too. I wonder what the data is like too for first 4 teams that win, because there tends to be some stats too with that saying that a team that already has a game under their belt, that team tends to do well and they tend to upset someone in their next game. And 11-6 matchups already are prone for upsets. So BYU needs to be aware of that. As you know, I'm not a big fan of Texas. I thought the Longhorns were pretty fortunate to get in, but you have that SEC weight that comes with it. And they obviously won their first game, so you have to look at the first 4 teams and go, well, who could maybe win that next game? And I think Texas is in prime position, but not necessarily because of what Texas did. More so about just where BYU is. BYU, they have AJ DeBonsa. Great, fantastic. But what else do they have? Can he get some more support? And I know they have more people too. I'm not trying to say that they're just a one-person show, but it's obvious that they're not the same team without Richie Saunders. It's pretty clear.
Yep.
So I think that's where my eyes kind of go to. I mean, Troy, Nebraska is really intriguing. Nebraska still hasn't won an NCAA tournament game. Troy hasn't won an NCAA tournament game. Troy is a little bit of an intriguing 13 over 4 pick. That's definitely one that some people have predicted, thinking that Nebraska is just not ready for the moment. I don't think I'm in that category, but I think Nebraska and Troy is going to be one to definitely look out for. But those are just a couple of games that I would highlight for day 1 here with the NCAA tournament. I think Troy and Nebraska is going to be the game where we're probably going to be locked into quite a bit. At least I feel like we would.
Nebraska's laying 13.5.
Doesn't that seem a little smaller? Or maybe not. Well, again, we talked about how, all the 13-4s, 12-5s, they have the largest average spread in the history of the college basketball NCAA tournament. So that should tell you something that, once again, the Cinderellas, they're not as prevalent as they once were, and that's because of NIL and just how everything changes there. But I mean, Nebraska does have that monkey on its back still. So can the former mayor there for Iowa State get the job done as the
if he can't, they
head
may
coach?
never win.
I know, and they've had such a great season. They put up points, and you think that maybe they're not legit, and then you watch them play, and you're like, oh no, they're pretty legit. But those are the ones that I would highlight for day number one.
All right, we're up to 258 on our ESPN Wichita Bracket Challenge. Keep them coming. You got another hour and about 10 minutes or so. I wouldn't push it too much if you haven't signed up yet. Tell a friend. Go to espnwichita.com, click on the banner, follow the prompts, and sign up with your chance to win a lot of cool prizes. We continue on here from Gillies Park City. Hour number 3 of our NCAA tournament preview extravaganza continues here. We're 1 hour away from going upstairs to not only Ozzy's to get a snack, but to the Golden Circle Sports Bar to get some beverages and to watch some basketball. Come out and see us, watch with us, and sign up for our Papa Shot contest. That starts at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Hour 3 is straight ahead.
If you're balancing work, raising kids, and helping your parents, Kansas PACE is here to support you. They coordinate doctor visits, prescriptions, therapies, home assistance, transportation, and a day center filled with engaging activities. Your parents get compassionate, expert care, and you get relief from the constant worry and stress. Kansas PACE helps older adults stay safe and independent while you take care of your own life, guilt-free. Discover how Kansas PACE can help your family today at kansaspace.org.
CZ Top, Dwight Yoakam, together live. Dos Amigos Tour. Saturday, March 28th in Trust Bank Arena. On sale now at selectaseat.com. CZ Top, Dwight Yoakam, Dos Amigos Live.
When it comes to money, what matters most to you? It's not an easy question because your answer can change at a moment's notice. At Commerce Bank, we have 160 years of helping people ask themselves that question and providing financial solutions that are tailored to your ever-changing wants and needs. From setting short-term goals to planning for your future, if it matters to you, it matters to us. And together, we'll find the answers that matter. Commerce Bank. Challenge accepted. Member FDIC.
The madness.
Launches a 3 and hits.
Starts.
A Statue of Liberty poster dunk.
Now.
Chalk it up. The Jayhawks win.
It's the NCAA tournament. Join us this Friday. The Jayhawks, the Lancers, live from San Diego, California. Our coverage begins at 7 on your home for Kansas Jayhawk basketball.
Well, I don't want to give Jack Johnson a heart attack. Shane had to go get himself some more café. So Shane is slowly working his way back here as we gear up for hour number 3 of our super duper special show from Gillies in Park City. We're broadcasting for another hour today. We'll be doing another 3 hours tomorrow before the NCAA tournament. 12 hours of NCAA tournament coverage set to take place starting at 11 o'clock via Westwood One. This is our first year having the NCAA tournament rights, and we are super stoked for it. We know that not a lot of you can get out of work. Some of you might be taking time off, but for those who are stuck at work for today, if you can't watch on a regular basis for today, you can always listen to the games right here on ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM. I'm Pat Strathman. Shane Dennis is here. He's back. He's just chilling for a little bit. Jack Johnson is producing this thing. I know it's a little earlier than normal, but yeah, now our camera got jacked up a little bit too. Our camera moved. Yeah, if you want to fix it, that'd be great. We've had so many people come up and snag some shirts, and sometimes our camera gets altered a little bit. That looks better. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Anyways, hour 3 officially is here. Yeah, what?
It's your world, people. You're just living in it. Come up and help yourself.
Seriously, lots of fun. Did you get enough coffee?
Yes. Those nice young ladies were the ones that were cleaning it up while I was there.
Terrific.
So I got some complimentary coffee.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get our final social media post off here for the bracket challenge, if you don't mind, since we're at 250 plus.
260 at the moment.
260 plus.
Yep.
We can get the 300
I think
by
we
11
can
o'clock.
too.
We can.
If you've already signed up, tell a friend, tell a family member, get a group text going. Tell everybody to go to espnwichita.com. Doesn't cost anything to sign up. Top 10 prizes at least. We're still gathering prizes too. So if you go to the website, click on that banner, and it'll take you through all the you got a password there. That's a popular question we get on the text line every now and then. What's the password? It's 923. It says right there, but in case you glossed over it, the group password to the ESPN Wichita Bracket Challenge is 923. So put that in there if you need to, or you will need to. And if you don't know it, that's what it is, 923. Once the tournament starts, I'm asking you this out loud, Pat, will they be able to see me and you, like who we have picked since we're dignitaries?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they will. And you know who also has signed up?
Go on.
Easton John.
Of course he has.
Easton the other day, so he just signed up. And what do you say? The third string producer, I think is what his bracket
that
says.
His team name?
Third
Nice.
string producer.
Yeah. I'm looking through. I don't want to call anybody out unnecessarily, but David Lesky.
Yeah, I sent him a message.
He is Matt Derrick's handler.
Yes.
That's his team.
Yes.
It's worth it. It's not the price of admission, but pardon the pun, just to go through there and see all the people that you know and that have been on our show. I need to get on.
What about Bluma? What's Bluma
get on
doing?
Bluma's butt. I need to get on
Foot?
Jordan Foots. Exactly. That's who I was going to say, first of all. That's not to say they don't have a team in here, because there's 260 of them so far. But let's try to get to 300. You've got a little over an hour left to go before the madness starts. And a reminder, we'll be doing this again tomorrow from 8 to 11 oh my gosh, we've got story of the week. We got the injury report. We can incorporate we've got a gem of the week.
We have the 24 karat gold play of the week.
That's it.
Yep, we have that. We have the Davis Moore Chevrolet Drive to a Victory.
Drive to Victory. There we go.
Which we do that to preview games like Kansas and Cal Baptist, probably a little Wichita State and Oklahoma State in there as well. So all sorts of stuff.
We might also have got this in the clip too. We might also have a little Casey Alexander talk. I don't know that you and I haven't talked about this with one another. I know you've brought it up on your show, and I kind of rubber stamped my approval of Casey Alexander, and I'm really curious to know what the heartbeat of K-State fans think about that hire. I think it's a good hire. I don't know what else you would have wanted unless it's the second coming of Dean Smith. And not to compare the two, honestly, and not to poo-poo anybody's fan base if you're underwhelmed by a hire. I get all that. We've been there at Wichita State over the last, 10 or 12 years. Even prior to hiring Greg Marshall, there were some people like, who's this guy from Winthrop? Can't we do any better than that? Especially coming off of hiring Mark Turgeon, who was seemingly a home run hire because he was a known entity. We'd heard of him. And I feel like fans get caught up into that, don't you?
Yeah.
It's like, if I haven't heard of him, this guy must be a bum. And not to say that that's the case with Casey Alexander, but when you win at that high a level at Belmont, imagine what you can do with real NIL. all due respect to Belmont's NIL, K-State has probably run in circles around anybody in the Missouri Valley when it comes to NIL and resources. We saw that with Coleman Hawkins a couple of years ago. We saw it with PJ Haggerty this past year. And I know not all previous success will lead to future successes as well, but you got to believe that dude's in a pretty good spot. And I really I didn't know about Casey Alexander before he was mentioned. Of course, the Utah State guy was getting run. The St. Louis guy was getting run.
Sure.
But man, I thought you could do a hell of a lot worse than Casey Alexander. And if you don't like it, I would like to know why. K-State fans, text us 247-092. You can text us whether you like it or don't like it. Kind of pros and cons, but I don't know if it was a home run. But I feel like that was a stand-up double at the very least.
I thought it was solid. As you brought up, it comes down to what fans really want. You just go back to when they replaced Bill Snyder. Let's go back to that for football. Now, I know it's not apples to apples. It's not the same. It's very different. K-State football, there is a history there of what they did for a long, long time with a legendary coach and Bill Snyder, who's now a part of a conversation of, well, who did it better, Kurt Cignetti or Bill Snyder?
Right,
that's a conversation that's still being discussed as of right now, and I still think it's a little different. It's kind of like what we say about Michael Jordan, LeBron James. Look at the different eras in basketball and what they've done. We can have that debate. But back then, when Chris Kleiman was hired, I think a lot of people were just like, wow, Gene Taylor just took the easy way out. It's just his buddy, that type of thing, without recognizing the fact that guy won so many times at North Dakota State, and he ends up getting a Big 12 championship when it was all said and done. But back then, everyone wanted – I remember Seth Luttrell being the guy a lot of people wanted from North Texas. And then what does he do? He ended up not having that great of a career after the fact, after what he did there at North Texas. So I think you look at K-State basketball, who did you realistically think that you can go out and get? With the St. Louis coach saying, hey, thanks, but no thanks, I think he knew at that moment that there was going to be a pretty hefty pay raise that was going to come up for him. And it did. He ended up getting paid a boatload of money there in St. Louis to stay. Who else did you really want? You're probably not going to target the head coach at South Florida. It would appear that Syracuse has really looked at Hodgson because he's a guy from Buffalo, New York.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you bounce after 1 year at USF? I guess if you get a better job, you do, huh?
Yeah. I mean, Syracuse the guy is from New York, right? And that plays a factor as well. It plays a factor. Plus, Syracuse had so many years of good basketball as well. So, although Jerry McNamara, there's a chance that he could end up going back to Syracuse. I think that's the one that a lot of Syracuse fans would probably want. But look out there in the country. Like, who would you really want? Gene Taylor tried to go the route of hiring an assistant at a Power 4, and it didn't work out. Do you want to go back to that well? Or do you say, let's get an up-and-coming guy who is a consistent winner as a head coach? That's what Casey Alexander is. At Belmont, at Lipscomb, the guy is a consistent winner. You should like his brand of basketball. They shoot the cover off the ball on a regular basis. I think in terms of three-point shooting percentage, I think in the last 4 years, they've been very, very consistent over the last 4 years. The brand of basketball they play is great. He's got an eye for talent, according to so many out there in the industry, saying that this is a slam dunk hire for Kansas State. So I understand that it's not the biggest of names, but realistically, I don't know what else Kansas State could have done.
The point is, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Correct. Absolutely. And I don't blame Gene Taylor. You tried the assistant for a Power 4. It didn't work. So do you want to go back to that? Probably not. You're going to be a little gun shy. Probably. You're probably going to want to look somewhere else.
Interesting dynamic of ADs that last through one hire.
Yeah.
Like players coach, in the NFL, players coach, hard ass.
Yeah.
Bounce back and forth. This didn't work. We're going to try this avenue. Coordinator. Yeah. Special teams guy. Yeah. Running back coach. No. and you just kind of cycle through, and you can't help but have some scar tissue.
Yeah.
When you hire a guy like Jerome Tang, all due respect, but it flamed out unbelievably.
Yeah.
So going back to that it'd be like touching your hand to the hot stove if you're Gene Taylor, right?
Yeah, for sure. And the most important thing is, though, of course, the coach is really important because we've seen Kansas State throw out the money for NIL.
Mm-hmm.
It's very well documented. Coleman Hawkins, PJ Haggerty, they went out there and they took these big contracts and they got in talented players, but they just couldn't quite find a way to build a team. And that's where I'll look at what Bill Self has been able to do. That was the biggest criticism the last couple of years for KU was they would have an absurd amount of talent, but they didn't have a team. And now you look at Hunter Dickinson, and he's under fire as maybe one of the most hated Jayhawks of all time now. I think you can make that argument now. But look at what Bill Self did. He went after a guy like Trey White from Illinois that I think a lot of people didn't necessarily like at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Melvin Council Jr. was a fan favorite, I felt like, at the beginning, but a lot of people would question, well, is St. Bonaventure, is that really what you want at a blue blood school like Kansas? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? But they built a roster that has been more enjoyable to watch this year. It's strange. And a lot of Kansas fans would say without Darren Peterson, it's more enjoyable to watch. I'm not one of those people. I know Jack isn't one of those people, but there are Kansas fans who truly believe that. And, if you want to believe that, that's up to you. But going back to Kansas State, you got to bring in a guy who's going to develop and is going to hit on some guys. And I think Casey Alexander can do that because he's done that. And I thought it was interesting. I don't know how much you listened to the press conference, but he brought up the importance of high schools and being able to bring in guys and develop. That's the one thing that made me go, that would be a unique approach. Will it work at Kansas State in the day and age where it's all about hitting on transfers? It's all about hitting on transfers. If he truly sticks to that and says, we got to develop and do this, I'm going to be really, really curious how long that goes if they don't have instant success and what the fan base is feeling like after hearing that. Because I think a lot of the fan base would say, well, that doesn't sound like you're going to be able to compete in today's day and age for the Big 12.
Well, it sounds like a cop-out and say, give me 2 or 3 years.
Sure.
That's what it sounds like.
That's the other thing, too. Yeah. But also, let's go back to the point where they threw a bunch of money at different people. And what did it get you? It got you a horrible season this past year.
That's good counterpoint right there.
The year before, you missed the NCAA tournament with having a guy like Coleman Hawkins and other talented players. So, once again, as you talked about, Gene Taylor touching the stove that's hot and burning yourself, it's kind of the same way, too, where I think Bill Self realized, you know what, I don't need to go out and get, all these different dudes. Let's build more of a team and be more intentional about who we're going to bring in that's going to truly fit the team rather than just I'm going to get an all-star lineup and have those guys just completely demolish people. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, but you've seen in college basketball, it's not just about getting an all-star lineup. Just talk to Penny Hardaway about what happened this past year.
And see, that's the thing about fan bases. First of all, there's not a cookie-cutter approach. I think Paul Mills would fall into the development category. He wants, and all coaches want patience, but we're developing something here. We're building a culture here. We're doing this. That's all true and all well and good, but depending on where you are, that not only rings a little hollow, but it's like nobody has any patience for that, man. You gotta have some great delicate balance between these guys are going to be good a year from now, and these other guys are really good right now. And they all play on the same team. Good luck putting a team like that together.
Right.
All right, it's 10:18. When we come back, we'll talk to Jamie Bluma, talk a little baseball, and we're barreling toward 300. That's what we're looking for in the ESPN Wichita Bracket Challenge. Go to espnwichita.com. We got 266 right now. Is that 50 since we've been on the air? I think it is.
Probably.
Yeah, I think we were at 211 when we started earlier today. We'll be doing our show and through 11 o'clock. We'll be doing it again tomorrow from 8 to 11, getting you ready for the madness. When we return, Jamie Bluma will join, brought to you by American Shaman Wichita, American Shaman Derby. Check out Jeff and the gang at either of those locations. Life is better with the feather. Jamie Bloom with a little baseball talk next.
Growing up,
You guys sound much better now, and then after this commercial, Pat, you got your read. You got
I'm
it.
Jason McClendon, and if the day has come,
Also, when
that
I
a
get you
parent
guys
or
up
loved
and running
one
with
needs a
Jamie, I got to
little
go
extra
pre-record my
care,
hits
you can
for
trust
Argosy.
with
Okay.
Phoenix, they'll be treated like family. Whether home health,
So as long as you carry the
hospice,
interview
or
longer than like 10
comprehensive
minutes,
disease
we're good.
management, you can trust
Which I think Shane
Phoenix
will.
be there when you need us most.
I gotta call someone too here in a little bit. Haynes. I gotta call Haynes in a little bit.
There we go.
What's up, Wichita? Yes, we have unique programming here this morning. But for those that tune in to the polls from 2 to 4 on a regular basis, you probably have heard me talk about Kansas Pace. Are you juggling work, family, and the needs of your aging parents? Kansas Pace can provide the help you've been looking for. You will have peace of mind knowing your parent is receiving expert, compassionate care while living at home. And I know this because I was there to see it all in action, up close and in person, at the actual Pace Center not too long ago, and I was blown away. The size of the building, first and foremost, is huge. It's very well kept. They have so many things going on. The Pace takes care of everything. Truly, they do everything in that building. I was blown away. Every different place that I went to, it was, oh, here's OT and PT. Oh, you do both of those? Wow, that's really cool. Yeah, and by the way, if they have an issue at home, let's say their bathtub isn't perfect for them after having a spill or something, we will take care of that. We will help them out. They have food that they offer. They have all these different activities. Bingo was a very popular one when we were out there. They have so many things. They have actual nurses and doctors right there, so that way they can take care of you. Truly, they have everything at Kansas Pace. Kansas Pace takes some of the weight off your back that comes with taking care of aging parents. They become your trusted partner in caretaking. They have an activity center packed with fun activities. Another popular one was also creating these magnets, being able to paint them and create them. I thought that was a really cool thing. The medical clinic is right there, and I mean right there, everything is in one location. If you need help taking care of an aging parent, it will be worth your while to check out Kansas Pace. Learn how they can help your family today at kansaspace.org or set up a visit. Go and see it for yourself. It's not too far away from where we are downtown at our studio at Equity Bank Park. Visit kansaspace.org. That's kansaspace.org.
If you or a loved one has
Yeah,
been a
Jamie.
victim of personal injury, including medical malpractice
Good luck and
and
Godspeed,
vehicle
Jack.
accidents, do not hesitate to call Prochaska,
Thank
Howell,
you.
and Prochaska. For more than 38 years, their experienced team has helped fight for your rights regardless of your legal status. They guarantee there will be no cost until they win. PHP will be there to assist you and help you navigate the complicated legal process. Call them now at 316-683-9080 or find them online at phpattorneys.com to schedule your free consultation today. Step inside Twin Peaks and you're instantly in the lodge. Warm wood, stone accents, and that mountain retreat vibe that hits the second you walk in. Massive TVs line every wall, turning every seat into a front row view of the action. That I'm staying a while smell of wings and burgers fill the air. And 29-degree draft beer chills in frosted mugs like it's straight from the summit. The bar stays lively, the energy stays high, and the Twin Peaks girls keep the whole place feeling fun and welcoming. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Party people!
10:23 here on a Thursday as our NCAA tournament preview extravaganza continues. We take a bit of a break from it right now, talk a little baseball with Jamie Bluma. He joins us every Thursday, courtesy of American Shaman Wichita, American Shaman Derby. Life is better with the feather. I know you were unavoidably detained because you were in Florida, but it wasn't all work and no play down there. Before we talk about World Baseball Classic and the Royals, talk us through, if you can, because I know a lot happened, your trip to the Sunshine State. How did that go and why did you go there?
Went there with Emily McNeil, my wife, and her partner Trey Reeves from Florence, Alabama. They did what's called the Everglades Challenge, which is a give or take 300-mile kayak / sailboat race from just south of Tampa Bay to Key Largo. And I didn't exactly know what to expect, but it was quite more of the adventure. I mean, they paddled 93 hours in, from start to finish, and many of that being at night in the middle of the Gulf of America or in the Everglades.
Yeah.
Amongst the gators and whatever else that they couldn't see because they were doing a lot of that night amongst the mangrove trees. And just to hear what they went through and to realize that they spent hours upon hours in the dark of night in 3-foot swells in the middle of the ocean, following a track on a thing in the front of their boat to finish how they finished. They ended up being the first two kayaks with no sail to the finish line. So they finished about 7:00 Tuesday morning. Amazing. And then we were able to stick around for a few extra days. I had never been down to the Keys before, so we ended up doing a fishing charter on Thursday and landed a 7.5-foot shark along with some Spanish mackerel and a bunch of other stuff. And then went all the way down to Key West and did some stuff down there at the Ernest Hemingway house and kind of caught up on everything down there, and then had to scramble because of all the troubles with the airlines to get back to Kansas City to run spring break camp this week. So a crazy journey and a good time, but a lot of facets to that one.
Going back to, not to make this about your wife or anything, but just listening to that kind of gave me the willies. Was she admittedly scared, and would she do that again?
I don't think either one of them will do that one again, and I don't think they expected. I mean, I scared, and I probably should have a little bit more worried than I was. But to hear what they ended up going through with the wind in the bay, and you kind of keep an eye on tides and a whole bunch of factors going into the race. And I mean, there was a couple times both of them were like, "Hey, man, what happens if our boat capsizes here and we got to flip it over and get back in it and do the pump and all that?" And there's not a lot of safety boats on the water. You have what's called a spot tracker that's got an SOS thing on it if you actually absolutely need it. So, it gave me the willy too. And I literally was a guy driving a Sprinter van, staying in it like the Chris Farley in a van down by the river, sleeping in the back seat. And if you've never been to Chocoloskee, Florida, or Flamingo, Florida, I mean, it is deep in the heart of the Everglades. Don't feel bad for me because I was just the one on land, kind of tracking where they were going and not to realize exactly what they were going through. And if you get a chance, there's a thing called the Wilderness Waterway, which is from Chocoloskee to Flamingo. Instead of going back out into the bay, and they had gotten tired of getting beat up by the winds in the bay, that cuts through the mangroves in the Everglades. It's like 99 miles, and they didn't get out of the boat for 19 straight hours.
Whoa!
At that stretch, and to know that they did that. And to be able to finish, they're way tougher than I am. Yeah, we can make it all about Emily and Trey because those two are something else for sure.
Well, I think if you like baseball at all, to shift to baseball, the World Baseball Classic did not disappoint. Even though Team USA didn't win, it was great theater. And we'll talk about the Royals that were on display here in just a second. But do you have any criticism toward Team USA for not winning at all, or maybe how Mark DeRosa went about it, or how it was perceived Team USA, acted after the fact, if you know what I mean, in having to settle for runner-up against Venezuela? How did you perceive how Team USA went about its business? I'll just start there.
To be honest with you, I was okay. I mean, part of me is still a little frustrated with some guys that were kind of only partially in, like Tarek Skubal and things like that. But I understand that they have a job to do with their team, and those teams paying, tens of $20, $30 million for those guys is about the regular season and not about this. But for the guys that were all in, and we have quite a few of them this year, I got no problem with that. The thing that always, and it will always, sit with me is how much the other countries, I think, enjoy this and love this more than maybe we do as a country. And that's just the tip of the cap to Venezuela and the Dominican, even the Italians. I've been lucky enough to do a ton of baseball over in Italy, and I couldn't be more happy for that country with the way those guys played and how many more kids over there are going to want to play baseball. I mean, for all the guys that I know over there that work for the Italian Baseball Confederation, that's a huge feather in their cap. I know all those guys most of those guys are born in the U.S., but with Italian heritage. But to put those guys in the spotlight is awesome to me, and it just tells you how much bigger fans maybe that the Venezuelans and the Latin American countries, they love baseball more than we do. We can say we do, but the show out.
Japan does too,
them,
by the way. Japan's in that category. Yep.
Exactly. And you know what? And they didn't make it to the finals, so you couldn't really talk about to the Final Four. Japan got beat out. But I think that's just you know what, man, thumbs up to all those other countries. And yes, it's disappointing that the USA didn't win it. You can say what you want about it's kind of still in spring training and their bats maybe aren't quite ready. But everybody's in the same boat, man. All the other teams all those players are in spring training as well, trying to get ready for the season. And I think maybe the intensity level for everybody else maybe was just a notch up above us. And you know what, man, I'm disappointed the USA didn't win, but at the same time, I couldn't be happier for how our Royals did show out. And just what I don't know about moving it to the around the All-Star break. We can talk about that at some other time.
Well, that's my next question. How can we recapture this sooner than 2030, or is that part of the allure and the buildup that we can't play it every year? Which would you choose?
I don't know what to choose. That's something I have to chew on for a little bit. I mean, it's going to be hard to do that every year just because the logistics of a Major League Baseball season, what these guys are getting paid to do in their normal jobs. I mean, just like the Olympics being every 4 years, but baseball's not even going to be in the Olympics every 4 years. Yes, we'll have it in 20 and 28 in LA, but after that, there's no, depending on who hosts the summer games, whether they have it or not.
Yeah.
I think that every few years is great because it keeps the excitement up. You're going to have different players step up. 4 years ago, Bobby Witt barely even got to play. Now he's, one of the cornerstones, and you get that kind of thing. I kind of like that part about it because then the anticipation is that much. And you're always going to fight. I don't know how to put it in the middle of the season because the logistics of that are tough. You can't take 2 weeks off in the middle of a regular season to be able to do something like that. At least I don't think they can. But this is a pretty good time. Plus, for me, this just gets you even more excited for opening day, not just as a Royals fan because of all the guys that we had played in the event, but anybody that's a baseball fan at all. If you weren't already excited, I failed to realize that spring training was still going on for all those other players that aren't in the World Baseball Classic that still had to go out and play games in Arizona and Florida with nobody even paying attention at all.
So regarding the Royals, we talk about them all the time, without fail, once a week. Jack and I talk about them, especially during the season, pretty much on a daily basis. But did you feel like that Kansas City got put on the baseball map thanks to, for different reasons, obviously Michael Garcia being the MOP, but Vinny with the 3 home run game, Salvi getting a World Baseball Classic title under his belt, which is pretty much the only thing he hadn't had. And of course, Bobby Witt Jr. That's a great representation of the Royals. And maybe did the national media finally come around to, man, the Royals got something over there?
I think you're absolutely right. And you can use all those marquee guys that we know about here, but it's the guys like when Luinder Avila come in and throw how he threw. And then, everybody's like, oh my God, he's with the Kansas City Royals too. And this guy's with the Kansas City Royals and that guy's with the Kansas City Royals. I mean, I know 2 years ago with us going to the playoffs a little bit, people paid attention, but I don't think we're going to be sleepers anymore with the exposure that we got for all the different guys that we had playing, Caglione obviously, and Vinny, and MVP and Michael Garcia, not Michael, which is funny that came out in the wash as well, and to see what Bobby Witt does on defense. And all those kind of things. I mean, it makes you even more excited to be a Royals fan that we're lucky and couldn't be more excited about opening day coming up. And I think everybody else in the country is going to be paying a little bit more attention than they were before.
So there's still some things that need to be ironed out over the next, week or 10 days or whatever. And that I think everybody that roots for a MLB team probably has this issue about his or her team, and that's a bullpen competition. Like, who's going to get the last spot in the bullpen? We already know Cole Reagan's starting opening day. We have become more aware that Waka, Lugo, Bubic, and Cameron, in whatever order, will be in the starting rotation. What happens, though, with Bailey Falter? Jack and I were talking about this yesterday. He's preparing now to become a swingman / long reliever. They played 12 games in 12 days after the series with the Braves, or shortly thereafter anyway. And Estevez, Ursig, Strom, Schreiber, Mears, they all seem to be locks at the end of the bullpen. And so only really one or maybe two spots are left to be had in that bullpen, or in Bailey Falter's case, swingman. What can these guys do over the last week or 10 days to try to elbow out the other? Or do you think in general, this late in the spring, the brass has already made up their mind?
I don't know if they've completely made up their mind, but I don't know how you don't have Luinder Avila on this staff in some point. I don't think he's going to make you a better team here at the big league level, and he's going to be stretching him out as a starter in AAA. And Brady Falter, I love him going to the bullpen because we do need the 6-man rotation during that stretch. I like having, and that gives you another lefty. I feel bad for Lynch because that may pinch him out. Alex Lang. Mears hasn't thrown the ball very well. He gave up another 4 spot yesterday. I know we think he's a lock. I don't know what he's got as far as options left, because then that puts, Steven Cruz and a couple other guys that have been down there in the mix. That's going to be a hard decision to make, and that's going to be the one, obviously the last guy on the bench from a utility standpoint with, some of those guys and Nick Lofton and some of the guys that are doing that in the spring with Massey being hurt. A lot of decisions to be made in the next week. And my thing is you have to have Luinder on this team. I think he makes you one of the better 26 guys on this team. And if that means that Lynch has to go through waivers or something like that, it is what it is. We want the best 26 guys on this team to help us win baseball games.
Yeah, Steve Cruz, he's in the mix too. Forget about him sometimes. And Jack astutely points out all the time, it's like, man, a lot of this has to do with who's got options. And it's as simple as that.
100%.
These guys could all be in the big leagues. They could all help right now, depending on their role. But if you got options left and somebody else doesn't, sometimes it's as simple as that.
Right, and that's one thing I'm going to have to check on with Nick Mears. I don't know. Obviously, we got him in a trade when we sent Zerpa over to the Brewers, so I'm going to have to do my homework on that a little bit. Always pulling for Alex Lang. He's a local Kansas City kid. We all watched him pitch at LSU, so love having those guys, and he's had a good spring, and he's overcome his injuries. And then, obviously, the guys that we've had down in that pen. Estevez is still – we're not real sure what's going on with him velocity-wise, but when you got a guy like Ursig that can step right in and maybe take over that closer's role if we have to at the beginning, and then, Schreiber and some of the guys that we already had last year, and we got Matt Strom to take the place of Angel Zerpa. So we're in good shape bullpen-wise, and, what an embarrassment of riches that we don't know who to choose from instead of, oh, man, these guys are all we've got. And let's go with them and not even be sure if we do have any depth at the AAA level.
I would have thought that these sorts of things would have worked themselves out by now, because knock on wood, normally a couple guys get hurt and somebody's on the trading block. You see trades in spring training here and there too, but things have stayed pretty static for Kansas City, WBC notwithstanding, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. We had a little bit of an injury with Berger. It had to go down for a little while, so you don't have to make that decision because he's still, with an oblique or whatever he's got. So it's just been super weird because we've all been focusing so much on the guys in the World Baseball Classic to try to pay attention to exactly what's going on in spring training games. And numbers are what they are. We're not there to see exactly what the stuff is or if they've been working on things. So, behind the scenes, those aren't easy decisions, man. Those, and not just for the Royals, but for every other team in spring training. And there'll be some good arms that get put on waivers that don't make 26-man rosters. So I'm sure JJ and his scouting staff across the globe are going to be looking to see if there's not a guy that we, maybe like somewhere else. And I'm always trying to figure out what we're going to do for, another. I know we got Starling Marte. Looks like he's going to make this team. So it's going to be interesting, man. And makes you that much more excited about opening day on the 30th here in Kansas City.
That's what I was going to ask. My final question, opening day in KC. I assume you're going to be there.
Yeah, we'll have a big thing. My Team Green tailgate guys, the guys I do fantasy camp with, John Hutchins, that you well know, we'll always have a big tailgate out in Lot N 45. If anybody listening there in Wichita or anywhere is out there, come and join us. We'll have Schmecka's the Italian sausage company. Those guys are always very generous about donating some food. And my guys from Crawford, Travis Hilt, will have plenty of delicious cold Bush Lights available. But yeah, it's one of the best days of the year. One of the funnest. It's weird that it's going to be on a Monday. So
Yeah.
it is what it
Yeah.
is.
All right, James, we'll catch up with you next week. Appreciate you. Welcome back, by the way.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, there goes Jamie Bluma joining us, courtesy of American Shaman Derby, American Shaman Wichita. We are wrapping up our coverage here at Gillies in Park City. We'll be with you for another 20 minutes or so, and then the basketball will start with TCU and Ohio State. We'll be doing this again tomorrow from 8 to 11, getting you ready for the coverage as we've got it right here on ESPN Wichita. March Madness, your home of the madness, right here in Wichita is ESPN Wichita 92.3 FM. Still time for you to sign up for the bracket challenge. There are 277 of us now. So keep spreading the word. You got another 20 minutes, probably 30 minutes or so before the opening tap or before they'll lock you out. You don't want to wait that long. So head on over to espnwichita.com, click on the banner about the bracket challenge, get in with us. The password is 923. Been asked that a couple of different times on Facebook Messenger too. 923 is the password. So go there, sign up, and join us. We got free gifts, free prizes of your choosing for the top 10 that finish the best. ESPN Wichita Bracket Challenge this year, doing it again. And also we need to thank Phoenix Home Care and Hospice, Truck Stuff, and Davis Moore for being great sponsors of our bracket challenge. Join us out here at Gillies Park City on the second floor, Aussie Snack Bar and the horse races. That's on the second floor. On the third floor is the Golden Circle Sports Bar, and that's where we're going to be, and that's where the Papa Shot contest registration will be. That'll be free to join. Just come here at 4 o'clock, between 4 and 6. Sign up for the Papa Shot contest. If you finish in the top 3 in that thing, you get free prizes from us too. So come by and see us. Come to Gillies in Park City. Watch the games on the 50-foot screens out at Golden Circle Sports Bar up on the third floor. We are on the first floor. You can't miss us. We're just across from the escalators here at Gillies. When we return, I'm old, Jack's young. Next. Join us Thursday, March 19th at the Golden Circle Sports Bar at Gillies Park City for the ESPN Wichita Papa Shot Contest. Think you got the hot hand? Come prove it. Sign up start at 4 p.m. First shot in the air at 6. Step up to the Papa Shot machine, rack up the points, and compete for prizes and bragging rights. We'll be giving away prizes for the top 3 finishers, so bring your friends. Gillies Park City with ESPN Wichita is happening Thursday, March 19th. Sign-ups at 4, contest at 6. Golden Circle Sports Bar. We'll see you there.
AMR Clinical Wichita is inviting adults aged 18 to 65 to participate in a research study focused on uncontrolled high blood pressure. If you've been taking blood pressure medication for at least 8 weeks and meet additional study criteria, you may qualify to take part in this important study. Receive all study-related care at no cost. Compensation is available up to $1,225 for study-related time and travel. Call AMR Clinical today at 316-867-6329 or visit amr-clinical.com to learn more.
Hi, this is Jeremy Huckabee with Janet King of Wichita. College basketball season is heating up, and we're proud to be the official corporate partner of Kansas Jayhawk Athletics. Just like championship teams rely on strong fundamentals, businesses across Wichita rely on Janet King for professional, dependable commercial cleaning. From offices and medical facilities to schools and industrial spaces, our local franchise owners can deliver a clean you can count on. If you're ready to see what it looks like when cleaning is done the right way, let us show you. Visit janetking.com today to schedule your free cleaning consultation.
Wichita's all sports leader, ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.
It's the Shane Dennis Show. I'll have Royals and Shockers talk, the latest from the Chiefs, timely interviews, and occasional funny bits too, like I'm old, Jack's young. Tune it in and lock it on to ESPN Wichita 92.3 and ESPNWichita.com for the Shane Dennis Show, each and every weekday from noon to 2 on your home for sports.
That was
ESPN Wichita.
Great.
The butterfly, that's old. Let me see the Tootsie Roll. Yeah, 1994. 69 boys backed up by the Quad City.
This song, on the other hand,
Did this a time or two?
I never did get into this one.
Not a Tootsie Roll guy?
Come on, ride the train. Yeah. Tootsie Roll? Nah. Is this Quad City DJs 2?
No,
It's not? Okay.
they announced their title in the beginning. Of
I'm
the
sure
song.
they did. I just wasn't paying attention. The Tootsie Roll. Who sings this? Who sings this piece of garbage song? What year did this one come out? This is in the 90s also. Got to be, right? Jeez.
1994. They said it at the beginning.
They did? Oh, okay.
By the way, we're at 282 for signups.
Nice.
Come on, 18 more people. Let's get to 300 in the next 15 minutes.
You got probably 20 minutes to be very safe. You don't get locked out.
ESPN Wichita.com. Get signed up now.
Go there now.
Go. We need 18 more people. To get to 300 would be pretty rad. I had no idea, by the way.
Who sings the Daisy Dukes song? Remember that one? I mean, you guys, I don't even know if you were alive for that one.
Don't know what you're referencing, unfortunately.
It's a great song.
Whoop, whoop.
Did these guys let the dogs out by any chance?
Not the Baja Man.
The Baja Man.
Dang.
Glad that's where your brain went. What a song, by the way. Maybe dumb, but
That one, this one, the Quad City DJs, the Daisy Dukes song. Ugh. Where the hell sung that one? I don't know who this is. I don't think. Maybe when you tell me. Yeah, can I have a hint of some sort?
It's a number at the beginning of their group's name.
it's at 98 degrees.
No.
How many bands that with a number can you name?
38 Special. It's
Yeah,
not them.
It's not 38 Special.
No, 99 Red Balloons is the name of the song, not the group.
It's probably like something funny like 69 or something. Just saying.
Who is it? I don't know. We don't know. Who is it?
The 69 Boys.
Stop.
Oh, my God. That's so bad. Are you for real? Is that really who that was?
You can look it up yourself.
Okay.
I was assuming they're a one-hit wonder.
Oh, my God.
I hope so.
Well,
but with that type of name, they might not be. They
Does-
might be very popular.
Assuming I don't. Maybe they were born in 1969, but I
Sure, that
imagine
was it.
because of the song, that it had different connotations, different meaning behind it. Being the 69 Boys.
Sure. I would have guessed you just made that up. But that's awesome. Okay. Born day, March 19. Clayton Kershaw, 38.
Was laughably warming up when Mark DeRosa thought that Team USA had already advanced in the bullpen, and somebody informed him, and then Mason Miller got up against Italy, but it was a little too late. And basically a perfect summary of Mark DeRosa's time in the 2026 World Baseball Classic, but that's to no fault of Clayton Kershaw, Hall of Famer, Dodger, World Series champ, Cy Young winner.
Jack's not bitter.
No.
He's not bitter at all.
Answered my question if Mark DeRosa ought to continue being the manager of Team USA in the WBC. Jack, speaking of Mason Miller, do you see the obscene numbers on him and how long ago it's been since he gave up a hit and all that stuff?
Mhm.
Good Lord. Was that a strike?
No, it was below the zone.
It was really close, though, man. And at real speed, I think I would have called it, too, if I was an umpire.
It's funny because there's always the two schools of thought, especially in a moment like that. You'll have the old school coaches say, you can't be taking a pitch that close with the game on the line.
Right.
But if it wasn't called a strike, what would be said? Man, that's an incredible eye. I mean, to lay off a pitch like that, that's a great approach. It's kind of the two ways of thinking when
Yep.
it comes to a pitch like that. Too
Yep.
close to take, or, hey, you did your job. That is a ball. You should have been on first base.
Was it Soto?
Geraldo Perdomo.
Okay. Hito Turkoglu, 47.
Former Orlando Magic.
Very good.
Man, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Very good. Andre Miller, 52.
Would that be the former basketball player?
That's the one. Yep.
76er?
Cav. Sixer. Clip.
Oh, that's right. Clips.
Antonio Daniels, 51.
Basketball.
Correct. Yvonne Calderon, 64.
I want to say we've had him before, and my mind always goes to Jose Calderon, but I doubt it's basketball. I kind of think this is baseball.
It is.
Yeah.
And he's dead. R.I.P. Yeah. Died in 2003. He's an all-star, Dave, for the White Sox back in the day. He's also an Expo. R.I.P. Expo. Andy Reid, 68.
The Walrus. Former Philadelphia Eagle coach and now Kansas City Chief.
Can we get some of those nuggies?
An actor. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Actor.
Insurance pitch man also.
Give me some of those nuggies.
Show me that again. Those nuggies.
Apparently they had to do multiple takes on that. Like a ton of takes, I guess. Just because Andy Reid did it. I guess everyone just Patrick couldn't stop laughing.
Was laughing? Yeah. I like that. Born on this day, not dead. Joe Kapp. Kapp.
That's football.
That's right. He's a former Super Bowl quarterback for the Vikings. Bless his heart.
You know, it's I didn't want to out myself on the air before the show today.
What's that?
But I set my alarm, of course, last night to be up at a certain time so I could get here in a timely manner, set everything up. And when I first woke up this morning, because I don't wake up that early, I looked at my phone. I went, why did I set an alarm that early? And hit snooze and went back to bed. And then I had that moment of realization.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
yep.
Oh, yeah. No, I got to get up. I completely forgot when I went to bed why I was setting an alarm that early. And that would have been a funny phone call to wake up to. Of
Jack, you in
there?
Jack,
You in there?
Jack, you there yet?
Dead air. Nothing.
Surely someone would have,
Oh, somebody would have been
the
here.
Drake
but-
would have been there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes, but also, there's no guarantee that the person you need to quickly run in there and start a show is going to be there in a timely manner, because the Drake's at times handling, big things too. And Easton might be doing some with promotions because it's March Madness week and stuff. So, yeah, it was that moment where you just fallen back asleep and you went, oh, no, I do need to get up.
That's why I always jump up as soon as the alarm happens, no matter what. Jump up.
Trust yourself from the night before.
Just jump up.
Yep. Even if you're bleary-eyed and
do it.
Don't know why. Yeah.
And if that means you're up a little earlier, you can sit back, have some coffee, relax, take it all in.
Be bleary-eyed somewhere else once you get there. Born on this day, not dead. Richie Ashburn.
First of all, I wanted to say it sounds like the Three Amigos over there.
Yeah, it's festive.
Got any beer?
We got tequila.
Beer?
Tequila. Is that going out?
beer.
Is that
It's like
going
beer.
out? Is that the main music, or is that coming from one of the gaming machines?
No, I think that's the music,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I
Because
think
it was
you're
Brad Paisley a minute ago.
What was the name again?
Richie Ashburn. Born on this day, not
Let's
dead.
go baseball.
Yes. Yes, we are. You can have a T-shirt, though, sir, if you can find one that you like and it fits you.
What size are you? Okay.
Right down there.
Go over this way.
All the way to your right there.
This is an XL right here.
Right here.
That guy.
I do. Thank you. Thank you for noticing.
Awesome radio.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great.
So Richie Ashburn's a baseball player, and
would you like that one?
Every time he's either celebrating a born day or dead day, I got to bring this up. Do you know the story behind Richie Ashburn and hitting foul balls, Jack?
I don't.
Richie Ashburn hit a foul ball that struck Alice Roth in the face, breaking her nose.
Oh.
The game was then passed as medics came in to tend to her, and they were carrying her away on a stretcher. He hit her again with another
No,
foul ball.
It's not Scott Stiles, or what is it?
That is Scott Stiles.
Oh,
you're talking about
Lord
the
have
guy
mercy.
who's the goalkeeper, and he keeps getting hit in the head.
They couldn't have paused play until she got off the field.
Well, what are the odds he was going to hit her again?
I don't care. I mean, that's just stupid. That's just dumb. That's not even on the player. That's on the umpire. That's on whoever resumed play.
So, to sum it up, Alice Roth hit in the face, breaking her nose on a ball hit by Richie Ashburn. As she was being stretchered away, he hit her in the knee and broke her knee.
Oh my gosh.
I'd sue the stadium. I'd sue the state. I'd sue the world.
Scott Stiles.
Do you know who she was? The wife of the sports editor for the Philadelphia Bulletin, who was there with their two grandsons.
Oh no.
There was blood everywhere, according to the story.
Wow.
Oh, you guys are laughing now. Just wait till it's you.
Ugh. By the way, we're 10 away from 300.
Okay, let's go.
ESPNWichita.com. Bracket challenge. Get signed up. 10 people away.
All right. Does that mean we have to sign off? I guess it does.
I suppose.
Yeah, get out of here.
All right. Join us tomorrow, 8 to 11. We'll get you ready for the madness. It's coming up. Come to Gillies Park City now. Enjoy the madness.